Now you can hear me. Now you can hear them.
Hey.
All right, we're back. All right. Sorry again, it's just wonky because of stuff. Hi everybody, how we doing? All right, so sorry that was kind of a long break. I literally just went upstairs to check on to like grab myself a cup of coffee, and while I'm up there, Rory comes out of her bedroom and she's like, so I'm like, hi Rory. She's like, Dad. I'm like, yeah. She comes over to me and she does like the pick me up thing. I'm like, sure, she's cute. I pick her up and she's like, Dad, I know you have to go to work today and you probably have to get ready for work soon. Yeah, sweetheart. But before you go to work, can we just a little bit? I was like, what's up, sweetie? Can you just play just for a little bit before you go? And I'm like, oh, well, sweetie, I'm already at work. She's like, yeah, but come here. And she like has me carry her to her bedroom where there's these like cute kids books. Jake, you might be familiar with them, maybe not. It's like kids books and they're like massive, right? Like a big size, like maybe like a foot tall and like about maybe 8 inches wide. They're really thick. And like when you open them up, it's like almost like a box. The first like 6 pages are like hardcover pages of like a story, let's say DC superheroes. And then after the 6 pages, it's like an area where this is like big paper map that you can take out and unfold and a whole bunch of little minis that you can use to like play on. And she has 4 or 5 of those books where she has like Dory and DC superheroes and like the Incredibles and stuff. And so she had put them all on her bedroom floor. So her floor is more or less carpeted in these things. And she apparently woke up, was like walking on them and playing on them. She's like, more or less, come play with Minnie. And I'm like, oh, I gotta go. I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah. So, anyways.
Someone spammed that dad emote. Oh, he's only got it in the Discord. It's too real otherwise.
Oh. That's...
Oh. Anyways. Back to the game. But I want them to roll natty 1 on Kingdom rules to make me feel better. Hang
on. Wait, you're the one that did this.
Chat,
this is your fault.
Chat, can we just spam natty 1 in chat? I'd appreciate that.
No. Hang on.
Where's the handsome lad? Yeah, listen, I cut my hair. I'm sorry. I know the confusion. I cut my hair. I know everybody likes the sorry, it's confusing. Well, moving on. So,
I'm glad that you got it cut, actually.
Dude.
You risked life and limb, but it was worth it.
My older brother went and got my older brother went and got a haircut, and he's like, oh, it was great. The person I went to, they wore a mask the entire time. They had a face guard. When they weren't actively cutting your hair, they actually had taped lines to make sure you stay back, and the waiting room is closed. I was like, oh, that's super cool. I go to get my haircut. The girl had it like barely covering her top lip and down to her chin, right? So her whole nose and upper lip was exposed. So sometimes when she talked, you'd see it. Definitely didn't have the face guard thing. It was totally like, she's like, can you just take your mask off so I can get the sides? And I'm like, again, I'm not worried about my health, but I'm like, this is not the experience that I was promised.
I can imagine Scott out IRL, and he's like super timid compared to right now. He's like giving it all this, and out there, she's like, "Can you take off the mask?" He's like, "Okay."
I genuinely
I said take it off.
Understand how people don't understand that it needs to cover the nose.
No. It's not that they don't understand. They don't care. In Massachusetts, you have to wear it by law, but they don't care. They're the people that just wouldn't wear it otherwise. So they're doing the. You're not going to say something if I do it this way, right?
It's such a minimal thing. It really destroys my faith in people, in humanity, that like this is such a big deal.
Tesh, you are imposing on my freedoms and my rights. It's my Second Amendment right not to wear a mask.
Oh, okay. Then
is the Second Amendment the right to bear arms?
You heard what I said.
I get you. I get you.
There was like because of course Tyler has issues with the immune system, and there's someone else I follow on Twitter, and the person I follow on Twitter, she was talking about how devastating it is, the idea that people won't even put out the tiniest bit of effort that might save her life. Like, it's just
fucking people care. There's loads of people that care. there's also loads of people that don't care. The important bit is to focus on the people that care and surround yourself with the people that care.
And tell Neil to shut the fuck up. I agree.
Which is why you play D&D, not with Scott, though, because he's not one of those people that cares, apparently.
All right. We should get into the kingdom rules. But before we do so, I realized I totally should have done this. But like, oh, hold on.
He's about to get up and fart. Oh, nice.
There it is.
Hey, welcome back, Eve.
Oh, thank you.
Dude, I made like a non-sexist like biblical reference. It is there. It take it or leave it. Someone might go, yeah, I get that, right? Apple off the tree. And then you wave your proverbial.
Sorry, my apologies.
You're definitely from Mass.
Feed me the line again.
Welcome back, Eve.
Orpheus here. Do you like the apples?
Yeah, that's great. Oh, that's so much better. You know what? In the YouTube, just go back and cut that bit out. Just make it seem natural, all right? Make it seem flawless. Just cut out that bit that's going to get you cancelled.
Don't worry. Everything I do is flawless.
Release the Percy.
Why did you just Jake just went like, someone said release the Percy, like looked up at the wall like, Percy, what are you doing climbing the walls again? just like a spider dog.
Like a movie of Trainwrecked with the baby on the ceiling with the head just turns like a 180. Like,
oh no.
We need to get on with this.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry, with Runkeepering it.
All right, so wow. Wow. Shade.
Facey was proud of that one. Okay.
Let's look up the rules. It's been a while. Where is it?
Like an entire bloody season.
Yep. Let's bring up the thingy.
First and foremost, it's the upkeep phase. You have to roll 1d20 plus stability versus the control DC.
Do we shuffle? Do we have to shuffle before or after?
That actually happens at a later on. As part of the assignment phase. It was part of the edict phase. The first thing you do is assignments. Now, first things first, you roll upkeep for what things were last month. Because first you're doing what you were last month, and then kind of like progression. Yep. So, who wants to roll the stability check? Oh my god, how is it so high?
I'm gonna roll that one. I just realized it's the high one.
Oh, that's right, because of your leadership now. You actually have people in good spots and so on and so forth. And Leon Jaeger gives you 8 there. Without Leon, you guys would fail miserably. So, suck that teat.
37, is it?
Oh wait, and unrest did not go up for any reason. Correct.
Okay, so plus 37.
Correct.
D20 plus 37. I'm just making sure. So.
Yep. Oh look, 46 versus 29.
There's a reason why I took this roll.
And because you succeeded, you actually reduce unrest by 1. So it goes down to only a 1, which means you have a plus 38 now. And because of the angel and everything that came in there, because everything that's transpired these past few months, the unrest in your kingdom, as opposed to all of Idir, has actually dropped considerably to being only -5 from the undead plague. It's no longer a -10, meaning you actually have for your stability now.
Holy fuck.
A plus 43. So you guys actually would be very hard pressed to fail a stability check unless certain situational things take place that cause a temporary big hit to stability. And that will happen. So just to be clear.
Undead invasion.
And that was like remember your place, bitches. That will happen.
I mean, I didn't say it, but know it. So after that is going to be consumption. pay your consumption. Now, this actually is where it gets a little expensive. So I don't know if you noticed, but your consumption not only is that. Oh, I forgot to add that other thing. Your consumption is not only a 9, which is what it says there, but you also had Leon's army for the whole 4 weeks. So, the army of Kurzweil, I think it was actually only because of the way you had what's his name with it for a couple of the weeks, reduced the cost. So instead of consumption being the typical 2, being the total of 8, it's actually reduced. Oh, I didn't. I got to do this for you guys. I'm so sorry. I should be cut and.
Oh, you're making it so chat can see it?
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. I'm so sorry, everybody.
Oh, that's right.
It's still loading slowly, right? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Loading.
There we go. So the that's the advisor's tasks. Let me go over one more.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
The kingdom rolls. There we go. My apologies. So, anyways, the army usually costs 2 a week, but you had what's his face with them for 2 of those weeks, so that reduced it to 1. So that actually is going to be 2, 4, then 5, 6 more BP. So it's going to cost you 15 BP out of the treasury, dropping you down. You still have 10 borrowed, but you also had 11 total given from chat, which I'm keeping track of there. Once it gets like 20 or so, I'll reset that. But
so that's just double checking my math. That's 7 BP we have now.
Si, senor. And then I just got to double check because I did not give you from Patreon for the month of June. So I'm just double checking that really quickly, as I'm a terrible person. No matter what Naga tells you, I am a terrible person. So
what is it underneath the treasury? It says 11 given from chat and 10 borrowed is the 10 we owe to Leshev.
Correct. You understand that? My apologies.
Yeah, yes. Well, the 11 given from chat. I don't know whether that was this month or a different month.
No. Chat is when they spend like a ridiculous amount of daddies to gift that to you.
Right. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So give me 1 second. Where is May?
It costs 1 sugar daddy.
So 4. That's correct. Just double checking some stuff. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is correct. Then there's 1. Then there's 1. Which is correct. So 1, 1, 1, all that's correct. And then for that one, there should be 3. 1, 2, 3. Actually, no, that's not true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, 6. So 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 there. And then how does that particular one impact? Give me 1 second. That adds 3 more to economy before you roll economy. But that does not add to BP. So BP is still the same. It's going to be the grand total of 11 BP added on from where you were. So 7's actually an 18. For your economy from Patreon is actually going to be 3 higher. To a total of a 17, which is ridiculous. Cool. Awesome. So there we go. You guys are at actually 18 BP currently before doing anything else. You paid your consumption. Cool. Thank you very much. Let's move on. Roll for magic items. The way that's going to work is you automatically are going to generate 1 magic item, which we've talked about beforehand. And then on top of that, you have a percentile chance to create another one. That percentile chance is actually the same as it was beforehand. What is it? A 50% chance. So you're going to roll me a 1d100. I'll have Jake do this. Roll me a 1d100. Lower rolls a magic item, higher does not.
You notice that Jake always does the magic item once? He is Jake the Magic Man.
Oh, I saw 46. Sorry, Jake. And then Jake the Magic Item Man.
I forgot we wanted lower, didn't we?
Yeah, that's all right. I did 2 for a second. Could you do me a favor, Jake? Roll me another D100 just for funsies. A 9. A 9 means it's going to be a potion. Can you roll? And so the one you actually, I can't write over there. A 9 means it's going to be a potion. So the 1 magic item you create is going to actually be a potion. Just so you're aware.
Got chat saying we have 19 BP.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, because somebody just bought you one 2 seconds ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so say thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
You notice how
New Zealand.
You know, out of this group here, it's always Tesh that's the nice one. You know, Neil's always the dick. Just remember that.
I'm not a dick. I'm pragmatic.
After that is there's no unrest, so we don't have to worry about it. So it's going to be the assignment phase. Before we jump into that assignment phase, just for funsies, why don't we have Jake again roll me a D100, please, sir? $30. You created a pass without trace potion.
Honestly, pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Especially for when you and like 6 other orcs are needing to stealth.
Ouch. Cool.
There's 5 left now.
All right. Let's play with the actual roles people are in, because that's something that is super important.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
How are we fiddling with this, boys?
So, Ilan and his 5 charisma. I think I'm taking up. Am I taking up the ruler point or the?
So.
Ruler. Elliot, I think, is going to Magister, like he wants to go to.
Yeah, we're gonna take him back to Manchester, where he belongs.
Oh, that'll give us a nice bump in economy too.
It will give us a huge bump.
Especially if I put mine into economy. Do we want my bonus in economy or thing? Wait, is it loyalty or stability?
I think it's loyalty, and you should keep it in loyalty.
Magister adds charisma or intelligence to economy, and it gets rid of the negative.
Sorry, I was talking about ruler. I can do economy, loyalty, or stability.
Well, what loyalty? Does loyalty have to hit the control check? Hit the control DC?
Loyalty does have to hit the control DC. Sometimes that takes huge hits on depending on what it is you're rolling for.
Because right now there's no way you could fail it. If you roll a 1, you can't fail the loyalty.
Well, what one is it? Automatic? Yeah.
Obviously, 1's an automatic failure in this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
So yeah, in that case, do we want to try and get a nice boost to economy then?
Why don't we have economy for this month? We can always switch it back to.
I mean, you just had an 8-point swing in economy, to be clear. I don't know if you saw that.
It's more than an 8-point. It'd be a 12-point one.
Well, currently with Elliot, you
8
lost a
point, and then
-4
if
and got
I
the +4.
it would be, yeah.
Oh, I thought he was a +8 for some reason to economy.
Whoa, no. He doesn't have that feat that gives him the additional, does he? He doesn't have natural born leader.
I don't know. Sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. And so I'm sorry. So Elliot took Magister. Who's moving? Where else?
Ilan is going into ruler.
Okay. So ILLIN? No, ILEN. And what are you adding? What's your modifier to what?
That's what we were talking about. If loyalty isn't high enough that it's usually going to succeed, we might want to just get that bump in economy to start building faster.
Sure.
Yeah, just put it. What number though?
They
It's
always
5.
devalue loyalty, don't they, chat?
That's why we love you, chat.
We don't devalue loyalty. We're trying to build a good kingdom for our people. What the fuck?
He should not have eaten the apple.
I can't do that.
He said it's a +5.
Yeah, +5.
It's a +5 to economy. There's no plus to stability. You don't have.
Should we actually move Cthulhu to counselor and you to his position?
Whoa. Cthulhu, it works off of. Let me look at his build here.
Where is Cthulhu?
2 more BP from chat apparently.
Cthulhu's wisdom is his highest stat, and where he currently is as warden, he's able to use strength or con. So he's actually not being used to his highest, because wisdom is his highest stat.
Yeah,
oh wait, does counselor be able to use wisdom? It can for loyalty. Counselor can use wisdom.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea then. And it fits with the whole arbiter thing.
He would make an excellent counselor.
And what I mean is the warden part fits with the whole arbiter thing, I think.
Yeah, sure. We can do that. So, what's his face moves up to counselor? This should maximize our bonuses.
Yeah. How much of a bonus do you give warden?
I would give exactly the same because it's.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that is better. Yeah, it gives Kithul a kind-hearted.
We're gonna move Kithul to counselor. More or less, you have done well to protect the people. Oh wow, thanks, sweetheart. Holy crap! 1 second.
I'm gonna help
see what he does to
I
us.
don't know why I'm just sitting here not doing anything. Right. So Kithul will add what to?
Oh
loyalty?
yeah, you can do it.
He's got a plus
Morning.
3.
I'm making waffles.
You have waffles. I hate you. I haven't had waffles in so long.
Awesome.
She's so cute. You're very lucky.
I know. I tell myself that, and I tell her that all the time. Like, I want you to know you're appreciated. Excuse me?
He's like, that was not the response I was expecting.
She said back, you're not.
No. She said, oh, that was the first time in months. I appreciate you physically. You know what? That's not uncomfortable for everybody.
Oh my God, Scott. Scott, we are live. Jesus. What does Kithul add, Scott?
Kithul is actually, because he's wisdom, that's actually a +4 instead of a +3 to whatever thing it affects.
Okay, nice. So +4 to loyalty, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Rayron moves into warden, and he gives a +2 to those two. I don't think you don't have any perks, do you?
Wait, does it give it to both? That's cool.
No, I do because I've got a perk.
Oh, that's very cool.
Why did you keep growing your treasury?
Why
What?
do we?
The treasury, how's it at a 21 now?
What? Steve has been Steve's been spamming me in chat.
You have a total of 3. So what from 18, 19, 20? Oh, 21. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it said it was 7. I thought it said it was 17.
Please clear.
Scott
Scott
counted to
17. 3.
For some reason, I thought it said it was 17. My apologies. So you're good. All good.
I'm like, I'm just doing what people are telling me to do.
Anno, Aklo, and Steve giving you guys thousands
You guys are
of
amazing.
gold.
Thank you.
All right, so cool. Moving on. So Rayron, why is it you give +2 to stability? Did you get natural born leader?
Yeah, really, I should be a magister. Elliot needs to up his game. I'd add 6 to that.
And magister?
Yeah.
Would you really? Yeah, you have a +6 intelligence.
I have a +4 intelligence with a +2 from the thing
Oh,
that gives
yeah.
+2 to that and +2 to stability.
Elliot's never grabbed that feat because he's focused on other things that just never get used.
Honestly, Elliot really wants that job and he's earned it at this point. So
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I said that he should go in it.
Can somebody change my stability from a 3 to a 4?
Actually, wait a moment. We're missing a trick here. We're missing a trick.
Oh,
We should put Idric in warden and me in treasurer.
Oh.
Yeah, we should do that because that's going to be a massive
yes.
buff.
Yeah.
I agree.
Whew. Nearly missed it.
Ooh. All right, give me 1 second to cut and paste his name because I forget how to
I'll type it. Don't worry. I'll do it. I'm doing it, Scott. I'm doing it.
You're both doing it, okay?
It's done. It's done, Scott.
I'm just
Don't make
faster.
Don't make it weird, dude.
I'm just faster. It's okay. I got you.
Fastest fingers in the northeast of
Ew.
the Americas. Where am I? Treasurer. Rayron. So
That'd be
I
a
would
weird
add
brag.
a
like
+6
Weird flex,
for
bro.
economy there. That's better. That is so much better. Why didn't we do this before?
Oh,
And Idric can now, like, he doesn't have to worry about numbers. He can just keep people safe by clubbing in knees. What he
my God, he gets to sleep.
and warden is constitution or strength. I don't know what his constitution or strength mod is. Best one. Is it
2.
really 2? I'm sure he clubbed 1 way too many times for it.
He's an unstatted NPC.
Ah,
Is it
yeah,
2?
I know. Really, he should have got a character level by now, though. The amount of work he's put in.
He has put in a lot of work.
I slept.
He also
Can we
need-
get one of our patrons to
Oh.
sponsor Edric?
I was gonna say maybe he needs to be like fucking Oblivion, where he has to actually sleep before he can level up.
It's like Idric, brought to you by Anazoker. You know, like,
Yeah. Today, Edric goes without sleep for just a small fee.
that is
Oh.
amazing. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Okay, right. That's good. I feel good about that because that's maximizing my perk as well.
That's great, yeah, and that's good. That's very
Our
good.
economy has gone up a lot.
Yes.
Holy moly. I think it's
It-
doubled.
Almost.
About that,
It's
yeah.
getting there.
And that hasn't even incorporated everything else that's happening this month. We'll get to that in a
I
second.
think we're happy with all the role changes then.
Yes, I believe. I think that we have no vacancies.
I think after this week, though, Tess, you should go to loyalty this month.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Just
I
getting this
agree.
initial boost to pay through like claiming of places is good. But,
We
yeah.
want to like retake Rid and help rebuild that, and that's going to cost.
Slash, if we have stuff left over, it would be good to pay off.
well, don't
the
forget
ship.
there are other factors
Yes,
that
I
have
want
not.
to pay that off. As
There are
well.
other factors that haven't chimed in yet. So let's finish
Yeah, I
going
know.
through this
Yeah,
first.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
this is us discussing ahead of time before the shit hits the fan, and then we'll adapt.
We're just
So
we're
we
just
need
providing
to
filler.
we
while you
need to
stuff your
update
festival.
everything that's over here to everything that's where it belongs on the next page. So it's almost like a cup of pasta over here. So I have to make these adjustments, right? So Edric is using con. His attribute modifier is a 2. That's a no. He's not active because he's not part of that. So months in this, 0 months so far in this. Rank in this is pertaining to what skill or whatever that aids in this. For Warden, do you guys know what I'm talking about when I have the thing rank inside there or no? Oop, wrong.
What?
link.
No, I don't know what you're talking about with rank, I'm afraid.
Give me
I presume
1 second. Yep.
To do with the skill that
Yeah.
pertains to the role they would be making.
Correct. So if you're in the kingdom building, so the PFSRD / game mastering / other dash rules / kingdom dash building, and you go all the way to the fluffing bottom, it has
Oh my god!
Yeah, it has like
Oh, yeah.
warden,
Oh, wow,
ranks in
yeah.
this, and so on and so forth, right? So he has
Oh,
no
God,
ranks.
Profession merchant. Oh, I need to put some points into that.
It's okay. Other people could always take that spot or whatever for you, you know. So he has 0 in rank, so that's all he gets right there. Raven is going to be based off of what? Intelligence. His total modifier is actually going to be a 6. He's not active, no. Months. He's actually been in it for 0 months. And what are you 0 in the rank, I imagine, that matters, Neil? So your
How
total
do I tell
modifier
what's
is
the rank
6.
that matters?
What is
Yeah.
it? Profession merchant.
Yeah. And then Ravina is going to be the same.
0 rank.
Ravina's been in there for what, another 2 more months in there, right? Because we just didn't update it. No, it was just 2 more months because we haven't updated it. Ret Rock is the same. Nothing's up. Ret Rock actually, because he took a feat, is actually a 5 modifier now, active. 2 more months inside there, and his
Gotcha.
rank stays the same. And then Nathan is the same, but he's just no longer purple anymore.
What a top lad Brit Rock is. You know, people were like, Rain, you're a mad lad, bringing him in as your royal enforcer. But he's a gentle enforcer, you know. Put you
He
in a
gives
barrel for
everyone
a day.
alcohol to calm them down.
My mod needs to be changed in that as well, Scott.
Yep. Working through
What
it.
does he need to go up to?
Up there is going to be, for Magister, it's going to be Elliot, which is now a 4. Attribute modifier for him. Oh, sorry. No, attribute modifier for him is what? Charisma? No, intelligence. And his attribute modifier is a 4. Active is actually yes. He's been in it for 0 months. And his rank, what rank is it for that skill? For Magister is Knowledge Arcana. What is his ranks in Knowledge Arcana? Where are you, Elliot Mon? Main. Knowledge Arcana, he has 4 ranks because he's just not level 5 yet. That's the only reason. So he doesn't get that little extra boost.
Why
Yes,
is
sir.
my mod 4?
I copy and pasted the names. I'm slowly working up from the bottom.
Okay. cool.
And then
Yeah, it was me
for
putting it in.
1, yours is supposed to be a 4, right? 3 attribute modifier, correct?
Yeah, it was 3 before.
Oh,
someone
okay. So
changed it.
Neil's just also adjusting it as we go. Gotcha. Cool. Your
I'm just
ranks.
trying to be helpful.
It's funny. It says your rank is 10 on that. That's really weird for you.
No, it's not. We went through this. I have skill focus, so you upped it.
Understand. Perfect. Next is going to be
nice.
Arthur. Arthur, is that accurate? It's still accurate. Active. He's just also not being used to his fullest potential because he has to use charisma.
Inflation, here we go.
Oh, wait. Where's Arthur? Is Arthur up to date? Arthur is still, unfortunately, he has to get one more. He just wasn't, he didn't exist at the time. I gave a free attribute bonus at one point in time for Patreon a long time ago. That's why he still has an odd number and he's only a 3 instead of a 4. It'll be a 4 soon enough, buddy. Don't worry. For his charisma. Anyways, so he's still there. His months goes up by 2 to 11, I believe. Rank is 4. That hasn't changed it. Leon, does his change at all? His attribute modifier is still a 4. He is active, yes. This is going to be 12 months. Rank is still the same.
Read that Rayron now has a short temper as a flaw.
Kithel's rank is going to be off, I imagine, as a, what is he, counselor? His knowledge local. Let's find out what Kithel's knowledge local is. He actually has 0 ranks in knowledge local, and he can start learning that. That's fine. I think he just has one more skill he has to work on. So he's currently has 0 ranks there.
You know what I love?
Sure.
I love Ret Rock's focus and flaw. Boisness, spelled wrong.
Where is it?
I am very good at boisness, but that is also his flaw, is boisness. It's just thematically, it's just dead on.
It's boysness.
Would you care to conduct some business?
Some boysness. Some boysness, eh, governor? Some boysness, governor. And then these alignments and focuses and whatnot, I'm unfortunately going to have to change those kind of as we go. If one of you want to fiddle with that and realign who's who, we can do that as we go. But yeah, that just needs to be updated for them. Cool. Awesome. Now let's get to the next part for this. Now that we've reassigned, and luckily next month, I don't think we have to reassign any.
Mine needs to go to 5.
What?
I have a +5.
Where are you? Oh, you're
Not
Ilan.
+4.
5. Oh, and then you're active month 0. Your ranks, what is the skill for you? It's no diplomacy. Do you have ranks in diplomacy?
Oh, yes, I do.
How many?
I have 8
2.
ranks in diplomacy.
Beautiful. Bam. That increases your skill there
Fuck
too.
yes.
Cool.
Wait, diplomacy affects it? I could have had a +17.
No, that
It's
would
ranks,
only,
not total.
yeah. Every 5 ranks gives you a +1. Oh. Anyway,
Okay.
so
that's plus. Oh, that's nice.
cool. So let us continue. As somebody's adjusting those, thank you for that as you go. Claiming hexes. So across 1 BP, for an explored hex to be claimed. Now, while Rid, you could argue Rid hasn't been explored in a long time. In fact, you've had this little keep. Let me unsnap.
Yep.
Let me click over here. You've had this keep here this entire time, which has been keeping an eye in the area. Technically, that keep physically is actually closer to here. Keeping an eye in the area.
Yeah.
Not to mention the army has traveled through here many times, keeping it out. Plus, there's those free folk that have also given you reports and everything of the area as well. So I would argue that this one has been a explored hex for some time. So
Yay.
allowing you guys to claim that if you wanted to, and I believe that's what you were talking about, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Give the refugees somewhere to go and have like a go back to their lives.
You're sending us back there, out from behind the walls. Yeah, bastard.
Don't worry, the undead aren't a problem anymore, I promise. They're not attracted to where they've been destroyed. We haven't killed them there twice.
It's okay. There's a keep only a couple miles north if you need to run.
Travel in there, they're like, well, Mummy, I really do see no undead. Like, that's right, little Timmy. That's right. And then you get there and all of a sudden you hear like, and you look up and you're like, Mummy, what's that? It's a fucking wyvern. They haven't taken care of it yet.
Oh, God!
Get rid of them? Oh.
Oh,
No.
Oh. Wow.
Are you saying
Wow.
that city is named because that's where you put refugees to get rid of them? That's
Oh
pretty.
my god.
Wow, what is this, Australia? That's messed up, man. What are you doing? Oh God.
They weren't refugees, they were criminals.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant their current policies. But that's a different thing.
Whoa.
You're not wrong. And
I
that's
know.
the problem.
I know. So you guys want to claim that land as yours? I believe that costs you 1 BP to do, correct?
Place our unknown flag. We have actually got that done. We're
1
just waiting
BP?
on Scott
Okay.
right now.
I'll manage the BP while we do this then. So down to 20.
Hi, Midori.
Can we explore a hex as well?
Yeah, so hold on. As part of the claiming phase, let me just look at that again. So you can claim a hex, and then you can, as part of your improvements, you can explore as well. I'm almost positive. Give me one moment.
Also, I know that this hex is darker than the others. I remember that we have to rebuild the stuff there. Is that all we have to do? Is just rebuild the stuff?
You're saying hex? What are you referring to?
The one that had the zombies attack the keep, and people retreated to the keep.
Destroyed a fishery and a farm.
Yeah.
Correct. That and it needed to be cleared out some, but that actually has been cleared out by the army passing back and forth, and actually one of the Patreon crews kept passing by there and luring some undead away, which also has alleviated a lot of the pressure. So
that's good. That's what I wanted to know.
So this is no longer under siege because things have changed, so we can get rid of the tint. But you unfortunately did lose stuff that existed there prior.
Yep. But that's good to know.
Vacant slot or repairable gone.
Claim and abandon. Anything. If you're repairing something that was there prior, as long as you do so within like a kingdom turn or two, it's half the cost to get it back. But you round up, of course.
Okay.
Building terrain improvements. So part of exploring hexes is part of the I believe edict phase. You can do exploring hexes. Yeah. Cool. So terrain improvements, all that stuff you can do during then. So you're claiming that hex, and after you claim that hex that you played the 1 BP for, bringing you back down to what? 21?
20,
I mean. Thank you. After you did that, you're now going to buildings and settlements. What were your characters actually building in Kurzfall this month?
My Valorant tracker isn't working. One moment.
There was a lot of building happening, but I don't know whether
you building.
Okay, so we don't need to worry about the stuff that all the other advisors are building, right?
Well, we're going to take care of that in 1 second. So first,
I think
you guys...
we should pay the loan off, or pay some of the loan off this month.
I agree.
So
actually,
the cool thing about buildings, though, just so you know, obviously paying some of the loan might be a good idea to do at the end of the kingdom roll.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, wait to do it
Yeah,
at
we
the
can
end.
do that. Yeah.
But, one of the cool things about making buildings is they affect future rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we do want to probably do some building. Can we do? First of all, we need to funnel some money into RID, don't we? To help rebuild.
You can rebuild. I think they have a broken building there. Yeah, the pier was broken.
Is that all that was broken?
Yeah, actually, it was the only thing that was actually destroyed.
And how much is that to repair?
One moment, I'm going to the buildings right now.
Good to see the inn's still safe then.
Well, it's a funny thing when you go check out that inn. It's a little beat up because the tavern, you see like there's like horse shit inside of it, and like a bunch of tables were like pushed to the side, and like there's a bunch of like wyvern scales kind of like sitting on the floor inside there, as like some of the areas are kind of like punctured through, and it looks like, you know, somebody at some point in time used that as like a place to protect themselves from being attacked by these big draconic creatures. And
I guess we need to take care of the wyverns this turn as well.
Yeah, and like a whole bunch of like tables and chairs were legit like yeeted out the door to make space for what they needed. And
yeah, we've set adventurers to deal with that.
Yeah.
That's right, we did. Okay, good. Okay, I'm not. I knew we didn't just leave it. Okay, good.
And a pier costs 16 BP, so to repair it, I believe costs 8.
Do we want to do that? We have 20, so that's 12 left for building other stuff. Oh, actually, can that also be? How much does it cost to rebuild the 2 things that need to be rebuilt in the hex above it? Because you said if we rebuild them fast enough.
Hey Neil, how are we looking on time, buddy? I just looked right now.
Yeah. I was just typing to you saying I need to leave shortly.
How soon do you need to go?
Supposedly it starts in about 4 minutes.
Do you want to just pop off? You pop off whenever you want, and I'll just fix the cameras as we go.
Okay, cool. I'll probably go in a couple of minutes then.
You do what you got to do, man. Just say bye, and you can pop back whenever you want. Like I said, I'll just fix the cameras. Cool. Neil has to go. Important phone call, just so everybody knows. So I'm sorry, to answer your question, sir. A fishery costs 4, so it only costs 2 to get back. And what else did you lose over there?
A farm, I believe, because it was a. Pardon me. It was the fact we could have a farm and a fishery on the same point.
Yeah, and that's costs 2 BP, so it costs 1 to get back. It would cost you 3 BP to get both of those back.
Oh, sweet.
And you can only do 2 terrain improvements a turn. So that would be your 2 terrain improvements, is if you rebuild those.
I think that's probably worth it.
And
does that include exploring? Because we need to explore as well.
That's a
we
good
do
point.
so infrequently in between these that I always forget the details.
Yeah, no, it's difficult. I agree.
I could swear exploring was a separate thing that we could do.
I think it is separate to claiming, and I think
so.
We have
so
one
exploring has 2 options. Sorry to cut you off, Neil. One is you as PCs throughout the course of a session, the course of a month, can actively go explore on camera. The other one is you can actually have other people explore for you, and it has a cost to it. It's actually under the edict phase, because more or less when you declare edicts, you actually have somebody more or less just like, hey, I'll do this for you. I'm going to look up the rules.
It was always us. That's why we forgot that that's a thing. It was always just us clearing stuff.
I'm looking it up right now for you.
Okay, so do we want to rebuild the pier and rebuild those? Since if we do them now, it's quicker. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
When commissioning an expedition, you must determine the length of time and plan the route in advance. Financing explorers costs 1d4 BP per month of the expedition paid in advance. Explorers can start at your capital, and they spend an agreed-upon time traveling to, exploring, and mapping out unclaimed hexes. At the end of the contracted period, they return to your capital for the travel and exploration. See, blah, 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 for travel and exploration times. So more or less, you could say, you know what? Maybe starting this month, we should send people for 3-month travel to just explore the hell out of these lands.
I should be back later on. Good luck, guys. Don't do what I would do.
You can do like a 3-month exploration, and more or less, like, because Patreon gives you guys a ridiculous amount of BP every month, anyways, and chat has been tossing BP on your lap.
In that case, we could get them to explore like here, and then here.
Well, you just
choose a different group.
They start here, and you just choose a direction, and they just go and figure everything out. And the cool thing is that they don't have to. You can literally just say
like this, and then like we could send them like that.
Sure.
Okay.
And mind you, a month they can explore a lot in a month. Like, just so you know, exploration can be like in 3 months they might be able to explore the entire inside of the rivers, depending on how they do it.
Maybe worth it then.
Because if you just so you're not thinking in a small number of hex, if you actually look at the exploration and traveling in Idir, like the rules to fully explore.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, forests take for speed of 40 feet, which would be on a horse, right? Speed of 40 feet is 2 days per forest hex.
Oh fuck. Okay, yeah.
Right, and travel at that speed is only 8 hours. So every forest hex takes 1 day to get there, and then 2 days to explore. So every 3 days it explore a forest hex. Over the course of a month, that's 10 forest hex pieces. That is a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, I'd say that's definitely worth it to hire some people to go exploring then.
So we'll get to that in a second. First, we're going to do the you already claimed the hex, the buildings or settlements. Even though you're only supposed to claim one building or set whatever it might be, we're just going to say you reclaimed RID. You spent the BP to get that hex. Cool. That hex is now there. To actually reclaim that city again costs 1 BP. Actually, okay, more or less that's the cost to clear out everything and get it so it's livable again.
So 19 now?
Correct. And even though you reclaim the area's already been prepared in the past, so we can just jump straight to purple, right? And then from there you have RID is already there. Yay. And I think we used silver as the color for other places that you own.
I think so.
For other cities. We'll get to that in a second. So cool, you did the 2 BP for that one. What building are you making? Are you going to recreate the pier in RID, or were you going to build something more important in your own home city?
What does the pier get us?
Give for me a moment, please.
Because it might be worth just to rebuild the
pier gives 1 economy, 1 stability. It also increases the crime of that city by 1, but it's going to be so small in a small place like that it's not really noteworthy. It affects the population, and it actually increases the base value of the city by 1,000 gold, which is awesome because that means more commerce comes through there.
Yeah. I think honestly,
excuse me.
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I think we should. I mean, it's half to repair.
Yeah, it's half price if we do it this turn. I'd say it's worth it.
All right, cool. So
it also helps. It'll help in RP terms. It'll help RID get back on their feet after this. So
cool.
It'll be a good idea.
Oh, I keep choosing the wrong color. This one? Yeah, there we go. So that gets rid of that. Now, beforehand, we had this bottom
outside.
Oh, I gotta fix your maps. I forgot he popped off. I gotta fix you.
Yeah, I was leaning over to one side trying to be myself.
And he's like, bye, and I didn't look. Let's just hide that one. Grab this one. Move you over here. Extend this here. That's a nice, quick, and easy fix for it. Cool. Thank you. So, and I don't have any. What pictures do I have that are goofy? This one. Oh, hello. Let's just move him up here because they're effectively the same person. There we go. They're effectively the same person anyway, so that works for me. Awesome. So, you guys are, you had the tenement houses were that weird green color before because there was supposed to be a sectioned off area for the refugees. Are you still doing that or no?
Don't really think it needs to be sectioned off anymore. It could just be opened up.
Okay, nothing needs to be sectioned off anymore.
Yeah, be one RID now. They were all refugees together. They bonded. They're one peoples now.
Cool. I'm gonna have to fix the math on the kingdom roll area for this. So while I'm fixing the math for that, the next thing you guys wanted to do was terrain improvements. Were you going to add those 2 things back to your? Or so was I stuff?
Yes, and that's 3 BP, right? Oh,
correct.
I need to get rid of the 8 BP for that, so that's 11.
And then the 3 BP, which brings us back to
8.
1 more farm, because you can do technically 2 things in total. So you're going to add a farm, which is the leaves. The leaves, not leaves. Leaves. Where are you, leaves? And what did we do for the hatchery before? Was that a net?
I think so.
That's what we did for hatchery before. Sure. Cool. So we got to make sure we come back over here. Fishery, you got 1 again. And farm, you got 3 again. That's going to reduce your consumption. I don't know if you noticed, from 9 back down to 6. And it only costs.
That's why we have 1 of those.
Yeah, so that's going to pay for itself back next month anyways, right? Which is nice. Cool. That's good news. And just so everybody can see where I added those, they're over here. I added them here, and their consumption up here went from a 9 back down to a 6. Cool. You guys are currently poor again. That'll change in a moment. And after that, trade improvements. Now it's declare edicts. So now you're saying, and you don't pay this. You don't pay this up front. I think you pay afterwards. Let me just reread that declare edict area. Financing and paid in advance. So what you're gonna do is, if you choose to do these guys, you're going to roll 3 months. We want for 3 months you to explore between these rivers. Start here. Maybe you want to start. Maybe you just want to go south of your capital. Be like, we want you to start at our capital and explore everywhere south of where we are. Go, and that's what you can do. And be like, and if you still have time left over, then go north. That can be a very simple instruction that you give, and you can gladly have them do that. But we have to roll 3d4 to see how much you're paying.
Do we want to do south, and then worst case, we ourselves could check out this node?
Which node? My apologies.
This one. We were wanting to get these two nodes in this month period.
Oh, we could just send them north and south.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, send them north, and then once they're done with that, they go south.
Yeah, you can just say, hey, check right outside of our kingdom here, and then go south. That's fine. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Sure. So what you're going to do, if you're agreeing to 3 months in advance, you're rolling 3d4, and that's how much you're going to be paying. So make sure you give
You
chat,
could go into negative here.
give chat puppy eyes. Jake's like, I got an actual puppy. I'm not too worried about that.
He just has to move out of the way. oh, he heard.
There you go. Call him over. There you go. Percy at the camera. Cut.
He's asleep.
No, he popped
No,
up.
he heard.
Yeah, but I think he was actually asleep.
Yeah. But now he wants daddy. Daddy. Give it to me, daddy.
Pardon me. So who wants
want
to
all
do
the
the
pets.
roll?
Tesh, this pertains to money. I think it should fall in your lap.
Okay. So 3d4. Is that correct?
Yeah, 3d4 for 3 months. I am very excited about this. Oh!
Almost a literal maximum.
Oh, just so you know, Oklo did give you 1 BP. Oklo did give you 1 BP.
Thank you. Realistically, thank you, Oklo. But also,
ouch. So hold on. I will give them another moment to see if anybody else wants to add one. Because I push you from 8 to 9.
We'll go to -2 at this stage. That's okay because we are about to do our economy check. So.
I'm fine with them being at -2 personally, because that's fun when that happens.
Wait, what happens when you have been pushing us to go negative for so long. It's like, you guys do know you can actually go negative, right?
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
You were planning shit for when it happened, didn't you?
It's all good. So you promise money you don't have. It's all good, man. You do me a favor. Can you make me a loyalty check for funsies?
I've been rolling fucking terribly. Do you want to go? Do you want to go, Jake?
Sure. What's the modifier?
I literally rolled almost
27.
the maximum. So.
91. 91. 91. Now, come on, Messi. 91. Oh, he just looks confused, as always. All right. So 35. So you only get for popping as a negative because it's 2 BP. You get 2 unrest. So you go to a 3 unrest from 1.
Okay, that's not too bad. Okay.
I think Snaga came in after the wire. Snaga, I will give you a chance to have that come in under the wire as opposed to after it. In Twitch chat, roll me a D100. But you need to choose high is bad or low is bad. So top 75 or bottom 75. What's the good part? What's the bad part? Say it and then exclamation point D100. Snaga. And while he's doing that, let's keep talking. So while he's doing that, it's going to be withdraw or deposit BP. Did you guys have anything on your person that you were going to, or any amount of gold on your person you were going to shove into the BP bank, or no? I didn't think so. Low is bad. Roll it for me, baby. Roll it for me, baby, and roll a 7. Oh, give me that 7. No. Exclamation point D100, not exclamation point 1 D100. More or less, exclamation point acts as the 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm wicked cool like that. I cannot wait until my microphone's just a little bit closer. So a little bit closer. He'll catch on eventually. Joey has a hard time with typing. Oh, Anno, come on. Anno, come on. You stole it. Anno, that was his role. Anno, that was his role. You and Joey conspire way too often, Anno. Way too often. I do not appreciate it. I see you in Discord voice chat. I see you in there, sneaky chat.
What's happening? I'm so confused.
A 24 would have been a failure. Would have been bad. He came in too late. But Anno took the 24, meaning Joey got the 32. God
thank
damn
you,
it.
Anno, and thank you, Joey.
So you're only at a 1 unrest.
God. One
additional, yeah. So two total unrest. My apologies. All
not
right.
too bad. That could be worse.
If you guys aren't withdrawing or depositing any BP with your own finances, next is going to be selling magic items. Any magic items you're trying to sell? No? Okay. And then after that, there's going to be collecting taxes. Now, an important thing to note before you roll the collecting taxes, and of course, Jake's going to roll this one because he's from State Farm and he's here to save you money. So, sorry, I had to.
Yeah, fair.
Part of the event rolls that happened is you guys actually had Howdy Neighbor pop in. Howdy Neighbor gave you a +5 stability. So there's actually one called Fortune's Favor in here that gives you a +2 to economy, stability, and loyalty. And while we were doing all these rolls, somebody over here explicitly said, increment luck. Somebody over here explicitly said, is it possible to have another event roll that's beneficial while dropping a Fortune's Favor? I mean, literally the second to highest thing that can be rolled on the event roll is called Fortune's Favor. And it's a +2 for the next month across the board to all of your stuff. Okay, sure. We'll just say that, but I'll have it start applying now. So for Valorant, under the, where's it, events? No, it's under other. We will give you, because other is meant to be temporary, events are meant to be permanent. No, Fortune's Favor. Oh, sorry, no, Fortune's Favor, the whole thing about that one is it's meant to be permanent. So that's actually events gives you a 4, 6, 4. Bam.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that's really big boon right
Thank
there.
you.
Unless chat, we can vote yay or nay. Do you think that's too much? If you think that's too much, I will gladly roll, but with like a nice big modifier for them. What do you think, chat? I'll give it to you, yays or nays in chat really quickly. Too powerful. Yay, too powerful. Nay, not too powerful. Yay, too powerful. Nay, not too powerful. There we go. And gentlemen, are you ready to roll that nice economy roll?
Who wants to roll it?
Oh, Jake is.
Oh, okay. Remember, always use luck dice.
All right, so what am I rolling?
It's gonna be 1d20 plus 45. Don't press the button yet, though. I'm seeing 2 nays so far. Steve says rolling will be fine. Norwegian abstains. So nay is not too powerful. Correct, Anno. Nay is not too powerful.
Oh, okay. So nay is not too powerful. Okay.
Correct. So
just make sure Steve, because I know Steve said rolling would be fun. I just want to make sure Steve
just likes random stuff. That's all.
Okay.
It's not a matter of power or not power. He just likes when things are randomized. All right. I'm seeing 3 nays and 0 yays so far. Just Steve's, being Steve. So we're just gonna move on. Anno. Okay, I don't know. Any more yays? Okay, one more yay. Okay, still voted nay. Okay, moving on. We're gonna leave it as it is. Jake, 1d20 plus 45.
Plus 45, fuck your ass.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so close. Roll luck. Yeah.
Wow. And we're gonna do 52 divided by 3 equals 17 BP.
Oh, yes.
Which is why it's okay you paid them.
So 16. And then 16, and then do we want to send 10 of that to think? Because we still get the next month's bonus, don't we?
If you immediately send, because Patreon will reshuffle you money before for next week's session, you won't get that yet. So I mean,
No, but yeah.
I don't know how much you want to leave in your bank because you're walking into next month. You have 16, but then your consumption 6 drops you to 10, and then if you had anything you wanted to build, you're gonna need that. And you have a standing army right now.
We'll wait
you're
till
gonna need
next.
that.
We'll wait till next thing before we look
Start paying them back. Poor Hansa.
Yeah. Me too. I want my arm.
It's always about you, isn't it? All right. So, anyways, before I do the last part, which is the event phase, we have to incorporate all the fun things that came from your advisors. So, popping over to this tab here, they're actually going to add some stuff down here. First and foremost, let me actually. I'm going to try to remember what this is. Some of the patrons remember what this stuff is. So if I miss something, please feel free to make sure I don't forget. Because I don't think I have a summed up 100% done yet. So first and foremost, if I remember correctly, 2 walls were being created, right? You were having a northern wall and a western wall being created. So down here, we're actually going to change where it says city wall. Is actually going to change here to 3. So that actually, with 1 more wall, it slightly hurts your economy, but it helps your stability. And we're going to change these walls to be, what color is this again? That one. We're going to drop to this color. And then this here is going to go to...
Yeah, I also thought it was 3 walls, and Snaga just said that Leon got one as well.
Yeah, I thought we were getting fully encased.
Yeah.
I will double check that. And Snaga actually, I won't lie, probably has the best thumb on this. What is it? Thumb to the heartbeat. You know what I mean? That out of all of us. So I won't lie. Joey's really, really good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Steve says 1 from Kithel, 1 from Ravina, and 1 from Leon.
Ravina did one by herself. Oh yeah, she did. I remember that RP now. Cool. So it's actually gonna bring that to a 4 walls.
Fuck yes, we have a keep.
Well, you had a castle this whole time.
You know what I mean? Like we have.
Yeah, we trumped up them walls. I get it.
Yeah.
All right. So you have all 4 walls. The next thing that's going to happen, are they spamming in chat? 3 walls, Leon purchased 1. Girls, brewery, orphanage, and a library. So where these are going to be located, however, you guys actually do get to have some say. So looking at the buildings, the first and foremost, we're going to say brewery. The rules for a brewery are none. You just can put it wherever you want. Now, this isn't like the video game where there's benefits for putting your brewery next to something else. It's just kind of where would you like your brewery to be? My personal opinion,
okay.
Right next to the Iron Oak.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, but mind you, that tenement house right there can actually act as a what's the word I'm looking for? That tenement house can actually act as a needs to be built next to a house for a different building if you needed to. You know what I mean? So you can actually keep that square for something else. Your brewery can then instead be put next to something else, like maybe next to the monument.
Wait, Steve says it was 5 to 6 BP on the library, so not complete. Okay, so we haven't completed the library.
You guys have to pay the difference.
Then, wait, everyone's saying different things. I'm confused.
Ignore that. We're going to do one at a time.
Yeah,
so first
okay.
the brewery.
So the brewery.
So where do you want the brewery to be? And just to see where you guys are looking at here. And chat, if you have suggestions, feel free. To me, logically, I like the idea of being over in this area here.
Yeah, I think that's good.
But I would agree, but I'm thinking, isn't there something that needs to be put next to an inn?
No, usually not next to an inn. Usually it has to be next to a house, and tenement can count as a house for that purpose. So I'm just going to control
I think next to the inn is probably the smartest thing to do.
I'm going to control F next to inn to see if there's anything that requires that, just to be really quick for you. There's nothing here that requires being next to an inn.
Yeah, so I think that's fine because there are other houses, and there's a slot that has 3 next to a house up here.
Each individual house can only work for 1 building. Just so you know.
Oh,
But that's
okay.
that's okay. That's okay. So we want to put.
No, I'd say we want to do that anyway. Yeah,
Sure,
let's
sure.
let's shore up that slot.
And did we name that in? I can't. Sorry, that brewery. I can't remember if it was. I'm looking right here.
No, it was Kithel's Brewery. I don't know if we actually named it yet. Kithel's Brewery that Ilan was going to help with.
Yeah.
Steve, did you name it?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Steve, since you're Kithel, do you want to name the brewery? Hard Up Brewery. Oh, Will. By the way, Will. My brother, Will. Do you want to name the brewery? Do we want to name it after? Do you want to do this? Shall it be?
Oh my god.
Will Call Brewing. We'll put that there until we come up with a better one. All right, next up. After that is going to be the orphanage. Are there requirements for an orphanage? I don't think so, but let's check. Orphanage has no requirements. Where do you want to put that?
Do we want to put it next to the monument?
That's not. I mean, the monument was a monument to what, the people that fell.
It was yeah. I guess you're right. Actually,
Yeah,
it was a monument to the.
So it's almost like your family died. Here's a reminder of them every time you step out the door.
Let's not do that.
That can be very much perceived one of two ways.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot that's what it was. I was just thinking it's a monument to the martyr. All right.
That's all right. We'll just put it next to the smithy. That's sweet.
Next to you.
Get away! Jesus, make my iPhone. I have an iPhone.
I don't know if that's the best idea because it's like, hey, there's this mansion and then an orphanage.
Yeah. Oh. Maybe Leon's like, maybe Leon can adopt children from the orphanage. Right?
Also, I'm not so sure Hansa is
So long as Leon isn't like Biden around children, where you're like, I don't know. I think he's a nice guy, but he comes off a little creepy. You know
also,
what I mean?
I don't think Hansa would be good with children. I'm just saying.
You don't know. The softer side of
That's a good point. I guess don't know. But
Why are you judging it, Tesh?
Yeah.
fuck off. Fly in the fucking feels going to I'm the punching bag now. I see how it is.
Tesh, that was a great reaction. I miss you guys all week long. Anyways.
Okay. Is there anywhere? The thing is, we may need these.
Is Leon an African warlord now? That's definitely one of the best comments I've seen so far.
Oh my god!
You guys are Australian. You could probably pull off a South African accent pretty well. You wanna?
Nope.
No.
I've tried and I'm really bad at it.
Yeah.
It's like
No,
that's one that I've
don't
tried
think
to do, and no.
Just
I
practice.
honestly feel like when you have accents that are close, it's sometimes harder because, like, it just doesn't connect properly.
Gotcha.
Honestly, probably it's probably good to put it over there because we can't put anything next to the smithy or Jaeger's mansion anyway. Can we? Next to the smithy?
It doesn't say you can't put it next to the smithy.
No. But I mean, like, there's nothing that needs to be next to the smithy. And even if there is one thing, we
No,
can
I don't think so.
I think Ravina. My apologies. Ravina paid 2 towards the orphanage. Maybe it's not even fully. I probably should have had a separate line for everything that was individual buildings and whether the progress of funded. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, we can at least choose where it's going to be.
But other people paid it. So an orphanage costs how much? Let me just double check. Sorry, it costs 6. I have Arthur paid 2 towards it. Ravina paid 2 towards it. And Leon paid 1 towards it. I just don't know about the last one. Okay. So
Kissel?
1, Ravina 2, Leon 1, Arthur 2, Kithel 1. Yep, there we go. It's paid for. And where is it gonna go, boys? Because this is important. I hope you guys like this part of the game because I love this shit.
Yeah, no. Let's put it next to the Smithy and Jaegers. Man, it's also next to the keep as well. So.
Thank you, Hazel Nightshade, for the host. So
Means
orphan
Ravina can
age.
visit
Nice fellow.
easily.
Did you guys want to name that orphanage? Anything in particular? I don't know if there was something that kind of like jumped out. And did we get a name for the brewery yet?
Yeah, Steve come up with Emerald Vines Brewing.
Oh, Emerald Vines.
Ooh. I kind of like that.
Emerald Vines.
Yeah, well, like his things, he's like crystal growths on Kithil's arm.
Yeah.
Like, oh, not on his arm, on Kithil, and the vines pre-curse.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
It's
Like
cool.
it. So the orphanage doesn't need to be named, but you can name it something like that. You know, like Hellhole Orphanage or something like that. You know, whatever you want. All right. Scrolling up, there was also orphanage, and then most of the library. I didn't know if you guys were going to chip in the rest of that. Let me just look up how much of the library was.
Libraries are expensive.
Let me just look up how much that was.
I know we want to pay it eventually, but like, they expensive.
I don't think it really was that much. So we have, my apologies. Let me just start from the top. Arthur was 1 for the library. Then Kithil was 3 for the library for the total of 4.
Libraries are not as expensive as I thought they were.
Let's see. Leon was 1 for the library, so that's 5. Ravina was 1 for the library, so that's 6. And I think that's everything. How much is the library?
Yeah. 6. Yeah.
Okay. Paid for.
I was thinking of academy, not library. Yeah. It only costs 6.
Yep. And are there any requirements for a library? It does
no,
not have
but
requirements.
we wanna have a slot next to it so it can be upgraded to an academy, which requires 2 lots.
Okay,
We,
so
we put it where the next to the monument. It's fitting that it goes there, I think.
You can put it there. You can also, if you wanted to, have it in the middle, so it's central.
No, I think for the middle, there's like 4 square things that
Okay.
we could get later on.
Yeah, I think the monument's
that's the only one
actually
that's kind of.
Okay.
monument's actually pretty decent because having like that
Again, though,
monument
remember,
outside the
because a
library.
monument doesn't need to be built next to a house, does it? So once again, you're
Yeah.
using up a slot that later on needs a house, I think. So I'm looking at monument really quickly. Monument does not need a house. So
The
you're using up
monument's
a
already
slot.
there though. So
No, but I'm saying that house can be used for something else in the future. You're now using up something that
right, I get
can
you.
be
mean.
built there. Your
We
future
could do
plan.
here then.
Sure, Temple of the Martyr. That means it probably will never become a.
You're right. No, those
cathedral.
before. Fuck.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, there's a house
I'll
over
just stick
here.
it where the monument is.
I
to be
think put
honest.
it in the monument because that way we have this area still open, and we have if we put like a house here or a house here,
Okay.
we have 2 slots for.
So you're
things.
so just to be clear, that means you did. I'm going to use the word waste for lack of a better term. The tenement and the house here. So you're
Yes.
so if you have anything that you want to build that requires those, you're now going to also have to build houses to pull them off.
I mean, we still have a house up here, but yes, you're correct.
Correct. So if you're cool with that, I'm cool with it. We can keep going. Don't forget, a mansion also can apply for one as well. Cool. Then let's do it. Then this is going to be, we'll put it right next to the monument, which is going to be the library of what's her name? Library to
Winifred.
Lady Orenda.
Yeah, Lady Arenda.
Library to Lady Orenda. Or library of.
Of Lady Arenda, yeah, because we know that people are going to be worshipping there.
Or Lady Orenda Library. Lol.
Fuck off. That took way too long for me to realize what you meant.
Sorry. All right.
It's a slow night for me tonight.
And then after that, there was 3 walls. There was the brewery, the orphanage, and the library. So the library was completely paid for. Was there anything...
Library was also in homage to Val. That's right.
People were suggesting it was only partially, but actually was. Was there anything else that needed to be done? I don't think there was anything else there. I'm gonna double check some other stuff just to be sure, and I want to make sure that Snaga, that's what I'm already looking at. Just so you know, I just noticed your message about your message. I was looking at that before we even got into Kingdom Rolls. I just wasn't actively counting down it yet. All right, let's see if there's anything else I may have missed. Current 9. Chip in 2, current 7. So 9, 8, 7. So that's 1d4, maybe. So that's because nobody else chipped in for that one. Because there was an idea that there was going to be an embassy being built as well. Like a legit embassy for you guys in Hod Gwen. Okay. So I don't really see much over there. Anything else over here? Brett Rock never spent anything. Over here, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Cool. Over here, Western Wall, Library, Orphanage. Cool. That's all set. Cool. Library. Oh, and then Leon, of course, spent money to arm the military better. Bought them all like quality crossbows and so on and so forth. Almost done. Kithul. He built the wall, the library, the orphanage, the brewery, and got a little stuff for himself. And then Arthur just has a bunch of BP left because he's not done.
Elliot wanted helpers.
Yeah, so he wants to build a proper embassy. I'm sorry?
Elliot wanted helpers was the other thing, but I don't know if that needs to happen during the Kingdom Rolls.
Yeah. That's the helpers thing. That's fine. We can get that in a second. We can do that as a loyalty check. So let's actually add those buildings to your actual game. So what buildings did we actually add? I'll apply them in here. We said that there was a library.
Brewery? Oh, okay. Under library.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Brewery. And orphanage. That affects, so let's see, library gave you +2 economy and loyalty, also +1 lore. Brewery gave you +1 loyalty and stability, and orphanage gave you +1 stability. So those 3 buildings helped you a lot. Your city walls finished, giving you more stability, but also in a lot of defense for your actual city itself should it get attacked, but also decrease your economy by a small amount, offset by the library. So that's freaking cool. Your modifiers, everything's all done. I think that's it for the buildings that are being taken care of. And look how much more full your city is too. So
That's great. Yeah, I was just thinking that.
How many slots are actually filled now? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Am I wrong on that? Did I count that wrong? Let's count that again. 4, 8, 12, 16,
19.
19. Wow.
I got 19, yeah.
Give me 1 second. With 19, you are no longer in town size. You're actually in city size.
Yay.
Your population skyrockets to a 5,800 is the average population of a place like this.
Cool.
You also, your kingdom grew in size.
We just took those refugees and we're like, come in.
Did you re-increase your districts back to 2? Is that why I see districts 2 over on the kingdom page?
I have no idea what that means.
Neil may have, but
Neil must have, yeah. And then, what is it? And how many hexes claim? Where's your hexes claim?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you include Cursefall and Rid.
Yeah, because you just got rid again. So that's supposed to be another plane you're supposed to get. Yeah. So 5. Back down. I gotta do it on this page. So down here we change this to 5. So the greater population of all of your nation, Valoran, is 6925. It's pretty balla.
Well, it is nice.
That is nice. All right, cool. So that finishes up what they're all doing, so on and so forth. We flash forward the whole month of things happening. Over the course of that month, we have to see how much your explorers actually succeeded over the course of that month and lay down a bunch of green. Technically speaking, this spot right here was not green anymore because that hasn't been there in ages. So if I remember correctly, you actually want to claim all 3. Let me just make sure this is here. You actually want to claim all 3 of these, right? Yes, Tesh and Jake?
These 2 at least, and that, but 3 is probably a good idea.
And then because this tree, I'm going to delete that because you already mined that tree and got the materials out of it. So we're gonna delete that, okay? So you already have the living metal. Let's see. Let's jump forward and do that. So as we said before, this is forest. Forest requires a day of travel. Oh, my phone's way over there. Forest requires a day of travel and 2 days to explore, assuming they are properly equipped with horses. You gave them 11 BP, so I'm just going to straight up say you got yourself some quality explorers. So they're going to have their horses. So that's a fair thing to say that after 30 days, they're going to get 10 hexes. Okay. So let's copy, paste. But then I'm going to do some random stuff afterwards based off of how things kind of play out.
That was weird. That one like spun around as you put it down.
It's just being laggy. Let me throw a poll in chat real quick for Twitch. Manage polls. Poll. Let me do like this.
Oh yeah, that's right. Barracks turns into garrison, which requires
It's two
two
spaces
lots.
too, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it has discount to granary and jail. So it'll be worth putting the jail and granary next to it. That could be the 4 slot in the middle.
Do we need a granary?
If farms reduce consumption below 0, store up to 5 BP of excess production for use on later turns.
Seems like something that's better off being built in Reed.
That's true, actually, yeah, because it doesn't need to be here. But the jail would still be a good one to put there. The only other discount is City Wall, which I mean, we can.
Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote, chat. Sorry, because they hear me like 15 seconds after, and it's only a 2-minute thing, so I just have to make sure I said it. All right, I'm sorry. So you're thinking about a jail and what else, Tesh?
Well, if we were looking at barracks to eventually a garrison, and then to a jail, which that's 3 slots required.
Oh, I mean, honestly, that is a really good thing to build. You know what I mean? In my opinion, it's a good thing to have. Maybe not necessarily in your capital, maybe somewhere else, but it's still a really good thing to have. You know, I like those because stability. I think. Oh, there's something else we forgot to add. Actually, those are good, but because of these buildings, I think by building the orphanage, you're actually supposed to reduce your unrest by 1.
Oh yeah. Okay, in that case, I didn't realize we could build the jail and garrison and all that out. Okay, in that case, yeah, that might be.
Well, you build them in a different city that you have. Is where you do it.
Yeah.
Right? Orphanage. What else did we build? Orphanage. City walls. What else did we build?
Brewery.
What else did we?
And
build?
library.
Thank you. And let's see what those different things do. So first of all, orphanage reduces unrest by 1, so we got to get rid of that. City walls also reduces unrest. Once per settlement, so that doesn't apply because you already had it. Brewery does nothing. Library does nothing. So you actually are able to reduce your unrest by 1, which I'll apply for you right now because of the orphanage.
Sweet.
All right, vote's just about in. And the result of the vote is they're going to explore systematically from west to east because Steve made 1 million votes. So somebody else made 1 million votes too. So 73 to 50 to 1. Someone's like easiest path. 1 person voted that. There's a lot of votes for very thorough. 1 just said systematic. So very thorough would have meant that they actually explored less actual hexes, but would have had a greater chance of noticing things inside those hexes.
Yeah.
So like I said, 10 are just going to be done, and we're going to do it systematic, nice and clean. Take care of that in 1 second.
From From west to east. Okay.
Yeah. Let me just put this back over here. Click clack. All right, from west to east. So they started here. Sorry. They started here. And would have been like 1 day travel, 1, 2, 1 day, 1, 2, 1 day, 1, 2. Then they would have come down here. Which would have been
cool.
so it'll be 9 hexes total. So we did 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh wow.
9. Right? Is that nice to see?
That is really nice to see, actually. My God, we're no longer paper thin.
Now, mind you, that's not your land. That's just land that
No,
you've explored.
but we know it. Right? We've been very much like.
So there are
and that's
for
only
the
1 month.
correct. For the exploration of that, there are 9 hexes explored there. So chat, if I can get people in chat to exclamation point D100, I'll take the first 9 results. Most of those are going to have no results. Some, it might be 0 have a result. And then we have one last thing we do before we get to the next kingdom rolls after these last couple of things.
Oh, because that's a high one. Oh, that's a low one. Oh, look, he's back.
Boom.
Oh, sorry, Tesh. Let me fix you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You. The only thing you missed was us getting a metric fuck ton of explored land.
Oh my lord! What happened?
So
What
it
have you-
turns out
what
we're
have you
allowed to.
done?
So it turns out we're allowed to pay people to explore land.
Nice.
Oh,
I'm
Neil,
down
can you do
for
me a
that.
favor in Twitch, Neil? Can you do me a favor? Can you type exclamation point ROLL, the number 4, HOTT, enter.
HOTT. Roll for hot.
Yep, press enter. You're a bottom bitch like me, baby. It's a 3d6 roll.
I will say, Neil, I
why has
rolled
it got-
literally one-off maximum for the price of these people exploring, so I apologize for that.
Why is it hot with 2 T's?
Why not?
Because it's not how it's spelled.
I mean, it's not like hot. It's
Oh,
like,
I can allow Green to do the troll for hot. Why is that something it's asking me if I want to allow him?
Because the probably the word troll. That's funny. Apparently, the word troll is a triggering word.
Always allow Norway.
Um,
Don't get in the way
yeah,
of justice.
the other thing we did is we rebuilt the pier in Rid and
Nice.
the farm and fishery down in the
my
square
family
above it.
I need 2 more D100s, chat, please. Just 2 more.
Also, we got 3 buildings built because our advisors have a lot of fucking money.
Well, we pay them very well.
And the 3 walls. So now we're fully.
Yeah, we're fully
walled
encased,
up.
and we have a library, a brewery, and an orphanage.
Now, what more do you need?
We actually upgraded to a city.
Oh, really?
Yep,
Oh, that's cool.
we have over
From a
we have
town to a
population.
city.
Yeah,
We've
population
got we've got
5,800
population nearly 7,000 people in our kingdom.
in total. Yeah, Rid's back up and running. Rid had almost nothing, like fully destroyed.
So
Only the pier.
what I need you guys to do, because remember I told you definitely there's going to be another event happening next time.
Yeah.
What I need you to do is roll me, and this is going to be I need you to roll me. We'll say Neil, since you just walked back in, a D100, please.
Roll 1d100. Boom.
What do you roll? Sorry, I can't see it.
97.
97.
Ooh. So 97. What you actually unfortunately have to deal with
Oh,
is
fuck.
this is an event roll that hits you. Is squatters. So unfortunately, your
The
settlement that was
squad's in red.
yeah, there are squatters in Rid. It's been taken over by like beggars and troublemakers. You know, after what happened was after the people got like chased north from Vigil with what had happens there. So not everybody actually went to the safe places to your kingdom. Some people unfortunately went over to the east instead. and you actually have people that literally are setting up that took over the houses that are there. It's one of those things where, unfortunately, they literally took over one of the things until you deal with the situation. We can get to dealing with it in a second.
Chat's about to riot. They can't see my face. They are up in arms.
You know who this is a job for? The
Sorry,
Royal Enforcer.
Steve says, "Do we want to see Neil's face or no?" That was the up in arms. That was the only comment.
No. They are furious. They're raging, Scott.
I think
They said, "Get this messy kid off my screen."
Messy's pretty sexy.
I job for Kithel, actually, Counselor.
Yeah, maybe until he speaks.
He's not anymore. Rayron's in that role, I think.
What?
Oh, no, yeah. Who's in the role of Counselor? No, it is Kithel.
Kithel,
It's Kithel.
yeah. Because as the role of Counselor, you might have to go in
confused.
and talk to these people and talk about how...
Oh, no.
There are different people you can choose to go there.
These
it's
are
up to you.
squatters, right? That came to occupy this during a zombie plague. Therefore, we can deduce that each one of these individuals is either extremely skilled or immune to the zombie virus. Therefore, they are hired or biopsied.
That's a wide range of things. That caught me off guard.
So are we gonna have a vote for who deals with it?
I mean, why don't we talk about what happens for it first? Kept getting cut off by.
Yep. Sorry.
Neil?
Continue.
No, it's Neil. So fame and stability decrease by 1, and unrest increases by 2 because of this happening.
Fame?
Yes, and you can send one of your people in there to go in and take care of it. But the problem is, your fame and stability decrease by 1. So fame has to do it. Individual towns have fame, and then, like I said, the unrest increases by 2. So I'm going to apply those on there.
Fame should definitely go up, right? Because, welcome to Rid, home of the zombie immune squatters. Right?
Anyway.
PR guys just aren't doing this. Right?
As for what building they're squatting in, so this is one of the things I had chat rolling for.
And they're
fuck.
undetectable by wyverns.
But the wyverns are already killed. The tavern has the squatters.
Oh, for fuck's sake, this
of
poor
course.
tavern.
Of
This
course,
poor,
the tavern
poor
has
tavern.
squatters. So that's what happens to be sitting there with the squatters. I still have to make some adjustments in this thing afterwards. And that is where that one is currently sitting. Now, there was also a chance as to whether or not there was going to be a second event roll because of how much had built up for so long. And unfortunately, there is a second event roll.
Oh, fuck.
But this one's actually not necessarily a bad one. I actually want there to, again, Tesh, you're going to roll me a D100. There's a 75% chance it's a good one. So if you roll above 25, it actually could be a beneficial event. If you roll below that,
A little spicy there, Tesh.
all right, be nice to the git. I'll
I made it. Shush. You weren't here. We rolled terribly.
I heard you rolled great.
I got rid of Messy's picture.
We
So,
rolled three on economy.
So then, Jake, I want you to roll me a D100, please.
We had the plus 45 in economy and we rolled 3.
To be honest, I think I'd have just left if they'd voted keep Messy's face. I've been like, right, well, what's the point? I'm out.
I'm out. It's actually you roll the good weather one is what you got, and
Ooh.
good weather with this is actually I have my own version of it over here.
I say it's excellent weather for a spot of squatter hunting.
It's going to be +1 to economy, stability, and loyalty for this moment. So -1 to stability, +1 neutralizes, and then it's a +1 economy and stability. Sorry, and loyalty for temporarily. So we're
I
gonna
don't
add
get why that
in here.
increases loyalty. Maybe like economy, but like, do you ever look out the window and think, "God, weather's nice today? God damn America, you are the greatest." Like, who does that?
Actually, I get no earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, tsunamis, or any other form of natural disasters. Goddamn New England, you're the greatest.
Yeah, welcome to fake Britain.
I mean, better Britain is what we hey BB. Hey BB, better Britain. Represent.
Anyway.
Cool. So that's how that's going to play out over there. As for all the other roles that happens.
Oh, we have two things, don't we? Go on, sorry.
No. You're fine. Because those already took place. So as for all the other things that had transpired, you already knew that they existed, but you haven't seen them in some time. So because I know that you guys are horrible people, I'm going to mark where the goblins are with a dead goblin right here.
What? Hey, hang on.
Yeah, because you guys are just terrible people. So that's actually where the goblin tribe happens to be. It's noticed by the explorers. Correct. This is where they happen to... Oh, because the angel. Remember.
Yeah, because they moved in to be safe. Yeah.
So because they happen to be here.
Smart, yeah.
Unfortunately, they actually had a little bit of a scuffle with your explorers because I rolled poorly on something. Well, somebody rolled, I think, a 2 or a 3. They had a little bit of a scuffle with the explorers. It caused a bit of a situation because the explorers were exploring in your name, and it caused a situation with the goblins there. And so...
It's not like we gave them our flag, though.
No, but they definitely were using your clout, because who wouldn't use the clout of a king? They're hired by a king to do a king's job, right? So yeah, they definitely caused a little bit of a kerfuffle there. So that's situation number 2. So squatters, you have the goblin kerfuffle. And then situation number 3 that you guys come across, and this is actually somebody rolled disgustingly high in these rolls over here. They actually noticed that even though it's still like the very tail end of summer, beginning of fall, while they were traveling along your western edge of your lands, it was really, really, like, it was supernaturally cold over there is how they described it. It was very, very cold over there. So you're going to want somebody to go and explore that as well. So those are the 3 things.
So over here?
Correct, over in that region.
Ah, fuck. Okay, good to know.
So those are the 3 things that you're going to want to take care of, and we're going to appoint your people for to handle. So there was the goblin situation, the squatter situation, and the supernatural cold.
Okay. Do we want to send Kithel to the goblins or the squatters?
Kithel should go to the...
Oh, I thought he was changing those around, you lazy fuck.
What?
Nothing. It's okay. I'm just busting.
Kithel?
I think Kithel should go to the goblins, I think.
I mean, Arthur's just flat out better at being diplomatic.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, fucking Arthur.
Arthur would be the best
grand
person
diplomat,
to send,
of course. Yeah. That makes so much more sense.
He can go with some
me.
gifts and say, look, we heard that someone made trouble in our name. We're sorry about that. We did hire them.
Good
but,
idea.
you know, they're hired, so we're making reparations in our name. Here you go. Here's some booze or, you know, food stuff.
Because you guys are kind of relatively new to doing this new way of doing things, I'm not saying Arthur's a bad idea. Arthur's very good at what he does, right? But look at, and again, they're scrambled at the moment, but if you're on the advisor's tasks tab, they have to be fixed. Like intercom is supposed to be Kithul and whatnot, right? That has to be scrambled. But if you look at what their focuses, flaws, and special traits are, those are things that you want to focus on as well, because you can try to play those up for the character for what you try to put them in. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm not saying Arthur's a bad idea.
Oh, I can't make changes to this because it breaks my tracker.
Changes where? My apologies.
To the tracker anymore.
Why?
The advisor task.
It just says it can't sync, revert to last thing.
You might need to refresh.
Well, what are you trying to change? My apologies.
I was just trying to put
I can see
Edric's
you're there,
stuff.
Yeah.
Edric stuff. Look, I try to put it there. There we go. And now it says can't sync your changes. Please copy your recent.
Yeah, it didn't do anything on my end.
Oh, maybe I have it locked for you guys, so I have to be the one just to make sure nobody screwed up my algorithms.
No, because it wasn't locked. Because I was changing everything before, but now it's broken.
It's weird.
Oh,
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, sorry. Anyways, I'm sorry. You guys were saying something. You liked the idea of Arthur for that task.
Yeah, I think that's still a good idea because, as Neil said, sending a diplomat to do, to give them reparations.
He's also a bit of a party boy, and if we're sending reparations in that form, you want them to have fun and enjoy while building relationships. Whereas Kithel would, although probably sit there and be like, "This is good ale," and then like crack the creepiest smile, and I mean literally crack, like the just the edges of his mouth just go. Whereas and
non-short-temper.
he's also more empathic than Arthur. Arthur comes from a more privileged background, so sending him to deal with the squatters is better because he's more likely to be lenient on these people that are most likely just down on their luck. Whereas Arthur would probably, possibly,
be Neil about it. Be Neil about it. Just pop in there and be like, "I'm being pragmatic. Ah, sword."
Kitty be good.
Has a knack for theater. I love it.
Hold on.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. Then, what's who do we want to send to investigate the cold?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that might be a Nathan thing.
Oh, Neil, have you seen this one?
Yeah, that's.
Oh
that's
my
actually
lord!
What the fuck?
I've seen that one. Actually, I do totally agree that Nathan should go to check
Yeah, I
out
think
the cold.
Nathan's a good one.
For which one, Rid?
The
Cold.
The cold. Gotcha. Perfect. And anything else, gentlemen?
Is that all of the things we needed to?
Those are the
assign
three that
people to?
were overt. Correct.
I would like to I don't know whether this is possible or whether we push for Arthur to do this. If he makes reparations, if things go well, I want him to push for us to get a better relationship with the goblins.
Sure. That'd be if he rolls very well on his check.
We could even work at setting up maybe if they want to set up a goblin town.
Yeah, they can set up a town in that hex they're in if they want, but they have to provide a tithe of the food they produce. Nothing massive.
That's not technically your land right now, so even demanding something that is a little uncouth.
No, we could then go and provide claim the land, prepare it for them, give them protection.
Gotcha. Cool.
They build a town and give us a tithe of that stuff.
In theory, you could actually do that literally next kingdom roll, which we're going to be doing in a moment. Yeah. Well, moments. How we talk.
It might be a good idea because even just having them be officially a town means they could be protected, and also it might draw more of their if people were hesitant to come join our kingdom because they were of goblin species or that sort of thing, they would be a lot more this is a safe place.
I think it's more likely to negatively impact people because they'd be like, I hear they work with goblins, because these are an exceptionally enlightened group of goblins.
What I mean is,
you're not saying hobgoblins and goblins are the same, are you?
No.
All right.
No, so Karen.
My brain has actually just gone blank, so it's gone.
I saw the light leave Tesh's eyes then when I said that.
So we're gonna give each of you guys a responsibility to roll for one NPC. So who wants Kithel? Oh, don't jump all at once. I mean, Jesus Christ, boys.
I'll take Kithel.
I thought you liked me better than that.
I'll take me.
I like the music.
That's actually really cool. That music's good.
I
can imagine Kithel rocking out with that. That'd be awesome.
Sorry.
So what am I rolling for Kithel?
Hold on. So who's taking Arthur?
I'll take Arthur.
Oh, that sounds painful. Yes, you will. Nathan's your boy. Nathan's actually your boy, right? I mean, a good way. You guys actually chilled a bunch. So,
Nathan was the one of the advisors I was closest to. I think Kithel and Nathan, Elon is closest to us out of the advisors.
So for Kithel, well, we can have him go first because he's going to go deal with the goblin situation. Unfortunately, these are scrambled.
He's going to go deal with the squatters.
Oh, so my apologies. The squatter situation. He is focused, is inner calm. He's connected to Earth as a special trait that doesn't really help him here. He's slow to act and react. So none of those are really going to be factors here. So actually what you're going to do is if you actually look at the little, if you're on the advisor's task tab, Jake, you're going to click, where is it?
Can I make a slight argument that I think inner calm would help. Because if he clearly comes and he has that calm nature, if you think that someone's coming to evict you or forcibly remove you from this house that you kind of really know isn't yours, but you need it to survive, you're going to react aggressively. Where if someone comes in with the zen that he has and possesses, you're at least not going to aggressively react, at least not straight up.
If somebody likes Neil's argument, I'm willing to accept it for an Aid of the Martyr. I'm willing to accept that for an Aid of the Martyr. That's up to you, chat. Because my opinion, just because you don't come in clubbing people or tasing them as soon as they look at you funny.
No, this isn't like club. This is like
I
a
know
Buddhist monk.
I know what you're saying.
Whereas you walking in, Scott, imagine
all
you
this
walking
discussion's
in
going on. I'm gonna be
if I
right
walk in pants drop, you know what I'm saying? People just like, let's go. And I'm
they
like,
all
all
turn
right.
around and just explosively diarrhea on you.
Ew. Oh God. All right, Aid of the Martyr from Aklo. Thank you. Moving on. Jesus Christ. So what you do is you just choose that there. You choose Consular. For event type, it's actually I think it's a loyalty check. Let me just confirm that for you. What did we say this was called? Squatters? It's actually a stability check. So you're actually gonna roll a stability check for him. Where is he? Sorry, I have so many friggin' tabs. I have like about 20 tabs open right now. So it's actually going to be a stability check for him. And then the focus, we're actually saying focus applies, meaning his total modifier is a 7. You're gonna roll a 1d20 plus 7. The DC for this is depending on the event's DC, as you guys can see on stream right here, as to if it's average, challenging, so on and so forth. I can tell you, well, I'm not gonna tell you what the DC is in advance, but I can tell you it's not exactly a formidable one. So, go ahead, sir.
So I roll that.
Yep.
Just in time.
I mean, a 15's pretty solid. Are you comfortable with a 15 for this roll? 15 beats average and anything less, but it's just shy of challenging. It's up to
It
you,
might
sir.
be worth just to hit the challenging DC. Because this is asking people to leave their homes /
We had 5
integrate into
dice. So
society where they're going to lose out a little bit, which
16.
It's exactly a 16. So whether if it was a 16 or less than that needed it, you actually do succeed. Kithul goes in there and he handles the situation well. He convinces them, listen, this is a home, like, sorry, let me actually not goof off. Let me do this the legit way. So this is our boy Kithul.
Listen, this home was created for refugees that came from Hardgwen, or that were displaced by the evils of Hardgwen. There have been many more evils that have plagued these lands since Hardgwen was defeated. Unfortunately, the dead rising and walking is one of them. Let us not allow these evils to continue, to grow, to perpetuate. Let us join together. These homes were made for refugees, for people that were displaced and struggling. People like yourselves. You need not take these homes and destroy them out of anger. You may have these homes and nurture them with love instead. Please, leave the tavern. Take one of the homes. Start a new life. Let us be a new family. Let us be neighbors.
And it works, that
Heck yeah.
and other stuff. Kithul is a kind person and it impacts those that there's literally nobody that dislikes Kithul. You know what I mean? Like he's just a good guy. He wins them over and convinces them to actually do well. You guys succeeded in the event roll. So as we're coming up to the next one, because you succeeded, success means the squatters disperse and the event is no longer continuous. However, they need new homes. Usually you have to build a house or tenement to take the next turn to take care of them. Otherwise, the unrest and infamy gets worse, so on and so forth. Fortunately for you, there's actually open homes already because of the RP situation of what this place was prior to the event. So I'm not going to charge you a building. You actually succeeded. Yay! the next situation is going to be the one that Jake was taking care of. Jake, you were Nathan. Awesome. So let me just look at Nathan's.
Did you confuse things
God
again?
damn it. That was a hard laptop.
Jake,
fall.
I thought you just didn't know he was gone, and she said, until you said, Jake, you were Nathan, right? And I'm sitting here like, fucking really?
Right laptop. No,
Also,
I did it again.
I enjoyed watching Scott's face of like, I hope it still works.
Yeah, God. I don't even want to open it. It was only like a 2-foot fall, but like
Why is it on your lap?
No, it wasn't on my lap. It was on the desk, like on top of like my drawer to the desk. It fell. Like there's like a shelf there, but it was only like my laptop. Because I just posted the first part of this video on YouTube. It's already on YouTube.
What?
So,
Oh my god!
That's how good I've been. Okay, I've been a good
put
boy.
it up
You really
within
are
a month?
professional.
Like we're
Paul.
live
Oh my
still.
God.
We're live still, and we already have part of this session on YouTube. That's how good I've been. I've been trying.
I can actually watch them on YouTube again.
That's insane.
Yeah, I know.
I
okay?
haven't been able to watch them on YouTube in months.
Yep. Listen, for like a week
Okay.
and a half now, I've been good.
I also really like the idea of us like meeting a new person and then being like, that Kithel, I don't like that person. We're all just like, suspicious.
Yeah.
This guy.
Just hang him. Just hang him.
Yeah.
Kithel's like, I agree.
Okay, so Nathan. Nathan's searching for the cold.
So for Nathan, you're sending the marshal to go and check out the situation, so on and so forth. So again, he's gonna go, and this kind of a check is actually kind of a unique check. I keep clicking on the wrong goddamn. Because it's a neat check. His is actually going to be a stability check as well, because obviously there's concerns or whatever they come from over there. Nathan, actually, I'm gonna say focus does apply to Nathan too, but for different reasons, and you'll understand better as he goes over there. So what you're going to do is you're also going to be rolling what's it called? 1d20 plus 7 for Nathan too. What I'm gonna say is this actually is not an easy check. This is actually one of the harder ones.
Fuck. Why is it only plus 7? I thought our stability was super high.
No, it's not your stability. It's a martial check.
Okay.
It's on the advisor's task tab.
Fuck.
Okay. You want to luck die that, sir?
Yeah.
You actually
Fuck
got.
yeah.
You actually got what was needed to detect.
Why didn't it roll? It just blut into existence.
Sometimes you just
not
gotta
complaining, I'm
put
happy.
into existence.
Yeah. I blurred a 4, so I'll take it.
So sorry. You actually got the minimum needed to make any understanding of what was going on over there. So just to switch this tab over here. There you go. So Nathan goes over there to explore the situation and ends up having to spend a few weeks over there trying to discover what the hell was going on. But after some time, he comes back and he makes quite the report, not just to you, but to the druids as well. For you see, what he discovered was...
Oh, shit.
That's
not where we thought it was.
That is where another moat is. As a matter of fact, he discovers that that is a moat that is extremely cold over there. He discovers that's actually an ice moat.
That actually confirms our theory. We might have moats there, and there as well.
What does
that's
fire
huge.
and earth form?
That's fucking
Magma?
huge. Yeah, that's magma. That's magma. Oh no, we have farms there.
Sir, it appears a
Wait,
magma flow is headed
Air,
for me.
Air and earth is what?
No, I'll just let it happen. By this point, just let Rick go.
At that stage, it's like, you know what? Just Rid was never meant to be.
Get
Gods
rid of
have
Rid.
spoken.
The gods have said no.
All right. So you succeeded on that one. And the discovery,
Smoke.
this isn't anything that affects your rolls. Your discovery was the fact that you know that a moat is there, which is good news. And what moat it
There's
is.
so many more elementals stuck everywhere. Oh my god.
Jake, you already did yours. Tess, you already did yours. It's actually Neil's turn. Good riddance. Neil, if you, sir, are handling, what's his name? Arthur. And Arthur's dealing with the gobos. So going back to that tab over here, Arthur, he's been granted his infiltration. Always gains the upper hand, underhanded. So definitely his focus is not going to play to his advantage in this situation. The thing about Arthur is that he unfortunately thinks himself, with his upbringing, as better than other people.
So you don't send it to deal with the squatters.
He unfortunately thinks himself as better than goblins as well. While he's a grand diplomat, this is not an established nation. These are a different type of. Let's just say he's maybe a little not so nice in his opinion of other people's. This is actually going to be a loyalty check for these people, and unfortunately, his flaw does apply. With his flaw applying, instead of getting his +4, he actually only gets a +2 to this modifier. Let's see how well. I mean, it's Neil.
How the
Neil
fuck
can,
does he get?
Neil can roll
He's
a natty 20.
underhanded. And fucking goddamn.
I've got to roll a
Fucking
+4
Arthur.
with a +4, yeah.
It was a +2, sir. He usually has a 4. He has a
+2.
flaw because he's underhanded.
Arthur just comes back and just like, I'm
Underhanded.
sorry, you. Yeah, no, it's just like, we sent you to be nice. Oh, my God.
Be quite honest. Be quite honest. Being underhanded should net you the advantage. What is this?
Oh, fucking hell, you killed them all.
Oh God. Okay. Well,
So, Arthur's getting reprimanded.
so all that progress that was made by like Ravina and whatnot in the past, Arthur actually.
Fucking Arthur.
Oh God. Well, send in
Muster
the
the
Jaeger
Rohirrim.
bomb. Oh, time to drop a Jaeger bomb. Oh God.
Fucking hell, Arthur.
Oh God. When Arthur comes back, he actually comes back and kind of like his report is like RP situation report is like, well, things could have gone a bit better, I think, in that situation. Well, you see, the goblins, I was trying to explain to them that, you know, it was a mistake that happens, that people just, you know, the way they, you know, view goblins generally, it's kind of a, you know, it was a mistake that happened, and it wasn't, we obviously take no claim to that and don't condone that sort of action, but they should kind of expect that to happen, you know, and so on and so forth. Anyways, they are not very happy with us. Apparently, well, their opinion was simply, if you thought we were a problem, if you want to treat us like we're a problem, and everybody wants to think that we're a problem, so be it. We'll be a problem.
Fucking hell.
And so they are none too happy with how things kind of played out, and so
They'll teach Arthur some things. Oh my God.
they became a honeycomb of not safe that entreads onto your land. The goblins decide, fine, you want to be a problem? We're going to be a problem. That natty one, unfortunately, falls to the opposite of howdy neighbor and becomes hostile.
Can we write them a letter and say we don't deal with petulant children?
You can wow, again, Neil, petulant children. You can
And then
handle it next month. So
send in the riders.
I mean, you do what you have to do, but you can deal with it next month. For now, unfortunately, they fall into the category of a huge pain to stability. Luckily, taking a -10 to stability, you still got a big old, you know, a big number. So that's good news. But yeah.
Arthur gave a corporate apology. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Goblin problem is giving a actually I should just copy and paste this. Copy, paste, and call this goblin problem. Goblin problem. All right, well then. Okay. Everybody's enjoying that one. Awesome. So yeah, luckily your stability is still so high. It's cool. That concludes that month of Kingdom Rules. Now
Can
we're
I
gonna
roll on what I wanted to do for the month?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you wanted to start doing some training and recruiting to your faith.
That's right,
What I
yeah.
wanted to do first was
Specifically those
I'm
orcs,
working. Yeah, but what I'm thinking is over the 3 months. The first one I want to try and understand that bond thing they have with the blood. And if I like a roll or whatever, and I can understand it, if I can actually work out how to do it, and then the other 2 months would be training those particular orcs and trying to do what they want to.
Why don't we have a quick RP about this with Mog? Because you wanted to ask him when he came back, and he's back now.
Yep.
So Mog is actually going to be able to come back and be like, so you can initiate it. Ask him about the ritual.
Mog, I've had some orcs from the Barrenlands come into my service, and they were talking about something that I believe you had said when you first arrived. I want to understand about this blood ritual.
It's an old ritual. It's one that we used to use for chieftains and high priests. You never saw anybody that could naturally cut through the dead.
Maybe when I was young.
Oh,
but I was
yeah.
taken young.
You had said this before. You were raised different. You see, it's uncomfortable to talk about. I know this ritual well. There's a way where you can take the living and use magics that are believed to be forbidden. Magics where you raise the dead, but not the mythological way where they're able to come back and keep breathing and fighting. You can raise the dead like the ones that plague this land here. And you can use them. You can bleed them for their coagulated blood, taking it from their hearts, and mix it with your own, giving you the ability to touch and interact with other dead far greater than normal people do. It comes with strengths. It also comes with weaknesses. It's a ritual not done very often. You do it in the most dire of circumstances, with chieftains leading hordes against these creatures, so that they can continue to lead and be victorious and not fall so easily in the combat. As you can imagine, any ritual or power that exists sometimes is used for other reasons. There are those that have taken these rituals and used them on the dead just to get power. And there are those that have used these rituals and bastardized them, doing other things, altering their original purpose. I suppose if there is somebody, and you know how rare it is where we come from, to be born with magic in their blood, that is rare, exceedingly rare. But to take that and to mix it into others' blood, infusing it with magic, I've heard of such things. People have been accused of such things. They have been brought to the axe for such things. It's an ancient ritual, sacred for a reason. We're not in our homeland. those laws don't apply in your land unless you choose them to. But I'd be wary of any power that gives an undeserving person power. If you are born with fire in your blood, Vroga put it there. If you are born with the ability to say words and magic happens, Vroga put it there. But if you just infuse yourself with someone else's God-given abilities, just to have that ability, that power, you're going against the will of the gods. I don't know. Your land, but I know my opinion.
Saying it and putting it that way, he's just like, you're right. Thank you, Monk. And he'll just leave it.
Cool. And but you don't reprimand the others for the ritual that was done in the past prior to them joining you.
Nah.
Okay, I imagine.
Not at all.
Actually, almost practice. Now that it's there, get to it. You know, so
Yeah. So if I can't do that, I'll just do my original purpose then.
which is to train them.
Yeah.
Cool. For those 5 that are with you, you don't got to roll nothing. They are capable, eager, and willing. So they just train underneath you, and they're going to be more than happy to do so. We'll get to what that means later on, but for now, just understands that they are more than happy to do so. Did you want to make a check for other things, like just spreading the word of Vroga in general, or no?
If you allow me to.
Absolutely. So this is, once again, going back over to the advisor's task. You're more or less taking upon the task, spread the will of the gods. This is actually going to be under the category of, and you can fiddle with that down there to see how it plays out for you. You're going to switch from Grand Diplomat over to High Priest, right? This is going to be, you're looking for loyalty, and it's going to be a normal roll for you. You guys don't get focuses or flaws most of the time. So you're going to roll a d20 plus 7. And my phone keeps dinging, so I'm going to grab that real quick.
I was thinking of looking into the keep, the ore near the keep. Maybe not acting on it yet, but looking at places we can start like mining and testing out areas and stuff like that.
To be honest, it's probably a good shout.
Because we do need that metal ASAP if we're going to help Vigil at all.
Sorry, my brothers text me a thread that start on Twitter that starts with, sibling relationships are weird. I can give you my kidney, but I'm not getting you a glass of water.
That's great.
Yeah, that's
Which brother?
There was
Eric and Gary on that one.
Both of them sent that to you separately?
Gary sent it, and then Eric's response was truer words.
My favorite thread on Twitter that was done this week was there was a couple in France that lived next to a holiday home for a family that was in Britain. They didn't understand that Brexit meant that, you know, they can't own that anymore. And they voted for Brexit. And it's this like, the entire thread is this family just talk, like this family in France talking about the ridiculousness of this family in Britain just going absolutely ham. Like they're going to come down and talk to the mayor of the area, and like they're like insanely angry, and just like it's. Were they pro Brexit? Yeah, they were pro Brexit.
Ah, that's awesome.
How comes they can't own it?
That's what makes it. Pardon?
How come they can't own it?
Because Brexit, it's in EU and they're in Britain. I don't know what's happening with it, but they have to sell it apparently.
Maybe it's like a French law. French are weird.
Probably. I don't know what it is. All I know is that is Brexit meant they have to sell it for some reason, and it's hilarious.
So, with a 16 total, you are able to start spreading the word of Vroga further and greater, and getting people to attend the temple more. So, in fact, it's one of those things where you notice that your temple is a shrine, I should say, is often very full. Or what do you have? A temple or a shrine? Shrine. Your shrine is often very full. You notice it's kind of, you had to expand the number of sermons and whatnot that are being given there. A lot of worship happens there, so on and so forth. Granted, the temple of the martyr has breathing room. But the Shrine of Vroga is often very full. It's kind of cramped, especially for people with big egos that need to like don't sit near me. You know what I mean? 6 feet. You know, so you know.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Cool. So then, if that's it, then let's go on to the next roll of Kingdom rolls.
Before, okay, I didn't know whether you were done with his stuff.
I am.
So Ellen would want to work with Mog to look at areas around this keep that we could look at mining to find ore. Like figuring out what areas would be best to work on. Not necessarily starting the work, but like spending time to figure out where would be the best chance of finding that ore that he thinks is around the keep and under the keep.
Sure. So we'll have you make a roll as well for what it is that you're working on. And Mog is obviously not
downtime.
Mog is not actually not an advisor, so he's just going to kind of come along with you. So Mog, for you, you're actually the ruler. So for what you're trying to do, this is actually going to be an economy thing. And again, you get no additional modifier beyond that. So you're just going to roll with a 1d20 plus 6. Mog, however, coming along with you because of what his focus is, he's going to give you a +2, bringing it to a +8.
Okay. Hey.
Nice.
Oh.
Crushed it.
So what you end up doing in your downtime with Mog is un segunda, kappa, pasta.
Ooh, cool.
So
I like that.
yeah, so you actually are able to explore out that area. You notice that there are actually a whole bunch of small areas like veins and whatnot that can be mined immediately around the keep. Oh, sorry, it was a whole month. So sorry, one more. I guess mountainous region. There's a whole area down there where you would actually be able to, around the keep, where you'd be able to mine. Now that super high quality ore that we had noticed beforehand is over here. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's that special ore that Hansa wanted. The ore that he wants is all around here. It's not really showing up. Okay. Sorry. It's like everything's so slow over here.
There you go. Yeah. So it's around the keep sort of area. Those two, or
Yep.
Yeah,
That whole area can be mined. Actually, a lot of these hills can be mined, but that's like keeping it super close. Mind you, guys never even claimed or prepared that hex or anything. That hex is actually, that keep is another settlement that you can just build if you wanted to.
honestly, it might not be a bad idea to do that. Since we can't. Soon. Since we can't, since the goblin settlement's gone out the window.
It's not entirely out the window, mind you. You guys can still roll well.
No,
It's just he botched that. So it happens, you know. Sometimes failures happen. There's no save scumming in this Kingmaker. So
you do it. Oh, that makes me think otherwise.
So moving on. So next kingdom rolls. Let's start from the top.
Scott did it a lot whenever he didn't get what he wanted.
Sometimes I'll be like, I don't feel like streaming the game. I just want to play silently by myself. I'm gonna save scum so much right now. All right, cool. So stability check is the first thing you guys are gonna roll. The cool thing about the stability check is you're probably just going to succeed. You're that good.
That is cool. Agreed.
I like that. That's nice. It's a nice change.
So go ahead.
Remember when our stability was like on the edge of like chaos?
Tesh, roll stability 1d20 plus 37. Also, you did get a little bit of unrest. I'm so sorry. You actually did. Oh, it's fine. You actually did get unrest because of the goblins going AWOL too. Just one unrest, nothing crazy. Just one. From that.
I'm glad that I got to roll the unfailable roll.
Almost unfailable. It's a 5% chance. So it's actually
I got close.
It's a 38 total, but you still succeeded, bringing the unrest from a 4 back down to a 3. So that's good. So you're back at that 3, which is nice. Moving on. Next is going to be consumption
I'm not allowed
pay.
to roll anymore.
Next is going to be consumption pay, which the consumption, because you guys rebuilt those other things that you needed, was brought back down to, where's Valorin's arm?
6, I believe.
It was brought down to, as you just said, Oh, sorry.
What is that token that just appeared?
That's Valorant's army.
It just appeared off to the side, and I was like, "What?"
So that's 6, but because you have a standing army, that's down here, it's a standing army standing outside of Forvin. They're not actively marching or doing anything. They're holding place down in Forvin. That actually only counts instead of every week. It actually counts for only every month. So it's only 2 BP that you have to pay. So total of 8 BP for your consumption and the army. Yep. So pay that off of your income.
Yep.
Leaving you with whatever total that is. After that is going to be...
That was 8, right?
Correct.
Then we have 8 left, not 80. I put 80 for a second. Yes, we have 80 BP.
After that is going to be roll for magic items. You automatically get one. Jake, if you can roll me at D100, once again, it's a 50-50 chance with how it stands.
Jake, the magic man.
Low is good, high is bad. You only get the one magic item. Do me a favor, roll me another D100.
High is good.
Actually,
Roll
this is
92.
this is just whatever the result is. Sorry.
No.
A 77 on the curse ball
The best number to roll.
is a wondrous item, actually. So we'll figure out what that is afterwards.
I love how we're always so excited. We have bought none of those.
It's good, but it's good to have an option for it. You know what I mean?
That's true. I'm excited to buy that circlet. What was it? Curse for circlet of persuasion. I want that.
Unrest check. It's below at 11, so you're good to go. Assignment. Do you want to assign anybody to new leadership roles or change leadership roles as they currently stand?
Let's assign Arthur to the dungeons. For his portion. No, I kid. I think we're fine.
I think we're fine, yeah.
The only reason why I'm bringing it up is because I didn't know if you guys liked the idea of assigning Mog to a leadership role. If there was something that you could see him doing or not.
I mean, I suppose he could fill in for Warden if Edric wants out.
Warden is strength or con. Mog is definitely a tough boy. He's just old. You know what I mean? And that, of course, has an effect on him. I know what his highest stat is, but it's up to you to determine.
Honestly, for now, he's until we finish this job with the medals that I know he wants to get done. I said let's let him do that, opposed to assigning him another thing.
Yeah.
Cool, no problem. And if you're looking for things to do with Edric, you can always release him completely to Hodgwen to help out over there exclusively and become a viceroy over here.
That's not a bad idea.
We need a warden though. You get penalized for that.
No. I'm saying if you're looking for something to do in the future. But cool.
Yeah.
So we're keeping people where they are. Awesome. Moving on. Claim hexes. You guys, with your current value as kingdom rulers, are able to claim the maximum of 1 hex, and that's just because your propaganda, your propaganda is not expansionistic. So you can only claim 1.
Do we want to claim the ones
it?
up here?
You can increase it during your edicts phase for next month. Yes.
So you can change propaganda onto expansionistic.
Yeah, for next month if you want to.
Yeah. Do we want to claim one of these up here, or do we want to claim the one by the keep and have a new town down there?
It's expensive.
I think we should. The keep does need to be claimed. However, I don't know if we need to claim it right now. We should focus on,
I'm guessing, does it need to be claimed for us to mine stuff at it?
Well, if you guys want to have any mines, like legit mines, not like small amount of stuff used for the sake of RP, if you want like legitimate mines that impact your kingdom consumption, so on and so forth, you have to own the land. You do not currently own any land there.
I think we forgo that for now because we need the metal quickly, but we only need it for like we only need a bit of the metal to make it so we have weapons that will work against the things.
That'll work for your characters, not for your army.
Not for the army.
Correct.
Okay. What do you want to do then? What do you guys think?
I was glad Jake understood me completely. That was good.
I'd like to claim the other keep and claim an area, like that we can mine. I think that'd be a really good idea. However, on the other hand, I also think we need to, kind of claim more around our actual
Around us,
capital.
yeah.
So
Do we
I'm not
wanna-
sure. Like, it is very important, though.
I think we're going to
So-
get more benefit right now from claiming into the metal keep.
We can always do next Kingdom rolls, claim a bit
Yes,
around our.
We
thing.
can go expansionistic and shore up the holes soon, but we're
That's
not going to be
true,
able to. We're not going to be able to do anything if we have a bunch of specters come and eat us.
Yeah.
I see what
Well, also
Snaga
if
just
we
said in
help
chat.
this,
Snaga said
super
it's important
later.
because someone else could claim it.
that's true.
Yeah,
You
We have
guys-
Garda
you
at
guys
the
did
moment,
find
so at
out
least
that
we'd have
There is another town
loads
out
of
there
people
too.
trying to-
You did find out there's another town that exists over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to claim.
I
it.
mean, yeah.
And then we can. Someone said we can make Mog viceroy of that place.
Well, if it's part of your
Right.
kingdom, he doesn't need to be viceroy. He's only viceroy if it's a separate kingdom. He's just making another settlement of
Sure,
your.
you don't need.
He,
Like,
he
you don't
could be
have a viceroy of
viceroy
right
of
elsewhere.
this place. He could be viceroy. The way it works is like he could be viceroy to this town, sort of thing.
If he is on the leadership panel of that town,
Yeah.
yes.
If we made deals with them and such,
Yeah.
it's not. It's for towns that we're allied with, not that
Exactly.
we aren't.
If they are part of Valoran, it does not matter. If they are allies, it does matter. Or puppet states, Perfect. So reclaiming that, are we finally session
I think-
12, season 4, claiming the hex that I expected to be at the end of season 1?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I actually thought the kingdom was gonna start there. The fact that you guys started in the forest, don't get me wrong, it turned amazing. Like, I love the way that it went. But imagine the proximity that you chose to be with Hod Gwen versus where it could have been when everything went belly up.
Yeah. The issue is though, if we went there, Hardgwen had all of these towns to consume before
Oh yeah.
coming to us.
You guys would have had to expand. You guys would have had to expand from here all around this area. But mind you, very defensive and works this way versus shit, they hate us and they're right next to us. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm so
I think
excited.
we actually got lucky in that we chose there. Honestly,
Yeah, it's kind of like a Zerg rush. You guys did like a Zerg rush.
we did. Yeah. Oh my god, you're right. We really fucking did.
I mean,
we
we've-
even
we've
bought
spent the
extra
last-
troops just
Spent
to
the last
delay-
3 seasons constructing additional pylons.
Oh, awesome. All right, moving on.
We gotta
Moving
think of a
on.
name for this place.
Chat will always help with that, and we can come up with it before next session, anyways. Sorry, I'm getting another text again. Make sure it's not important.
We also gotta be careful because this place still has the flying creatures, but I'm hoping that Athena will help with that a bit.
All right, cool. So you claimed it. We'll come up with a name later on. Athena could be helpful. Blah 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 blah. That is going to be an interesting place. So you claimed it. Sorry, claim is actually blue. Are you going to prepare it? I meant to make that blue. I'm sorry. We'll see if it's actually purple
yeah, we
afterwards.
better do that.
We'll do that. We'll do that afterwards. Cool.
Yeah.
So claiming it and then moving on, that actually expands your Valoran tab. You actually got a mountain hex that counts as, correct?
Heart hold.
Or is that hills? That's a hills hex.
I think it's hill. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, well, you described cliff faces and stuff around the keep, remember?
I did, but it's still. Well, you know what I said beforehand? If there's that many hills together, it's considered mountains. If it's just individual hills, it's considered hills.
Yeah.
So you are correct.
Yeah, because I remember specifically it was like a canyon down with like cliff faces down into
Correct.
where
It's like
the
a valley.
keep was.
The whole
yeah.
thing's a valley. Yeah. You are
Yeah.
100% correct. Moving on. So back to life, back to reality.
Fiend's Rest. I kind of really like that.
That's cool too.
I like that.
Keep the ideas for afterwards so we can keep streamlining this.
Yep, sorry.
No, you're fine, please. So no assignments. You claimed 1 hex. And now during the buildings, you guys get to choose to build buildings. Your advisors are not giving you any more at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. Well, do we want to build a mine? How much are mines, actually?
How much are mines? You guys can look that up under terrain improvements real quick.
Oh, that's a terrain improvement. That's not a okay. Fuck. I gotta find terrain improvements.
Did you guys find it?
Oh. I keep forgetting that it's on a different page.
Mine costs 6 BP. Extracts metal, coal, salt, other useful materials from the earth. Economy +1. Earn +1 BP per turn when collecting taxes during the income phase. That's pretty good.
And it would mean we can start working at arming our army with the weapons.
So I say we get mine. I'd also like to build a barracks there at some point.
Yeah, that would be a good place to put barracks, I think. And it also might be a good place to put a jail, because worst case scenario, if they do get free, they're not near the other population centers. They're not like in a place where they can do harm.
But it also means that you're going to end up with a colony that gets overtaken by prisoners, and then they all start speaking strange and
Fucking hell. Anyway,
Moving on.
we only have 8 BP. So do we want to build, if we build a mine?
I say we build a mine because that earns us BP. That's going to earn itself back in 6 turns. So maybe in a couple seasons. But
I think we need it
I
for
think that's
RP
the
as well
priority.
as...
Yeah, that's the priority. We need a mine. That's the entire purpose for claiming that.
Cool. So we are
Down
going
to 2
to...
BP.
So to be clear on how this went, for new buildings, that's actually, the mine is not under buildings. That's actually technically under terrain improvements. So buildings would have been in Kurzfall or Rid. What buildings would you have put in either of those locations, if any?
We only have
enough
2 BP.
really.
So
2 BP you could spend on building another wall for Rid, and that would also reduce your unrest by 2,
that's
I
not
think.
a bad idea.
Well, then.
Because even though Rid was in your
Yeah.
land, you lost it and got it back. I would still say that counts as once per settlement.
Yeah.
Make people safe. So I think building one there is a good idea.
Cool. So that cost you 2 BP to give Rid a second wall. Do you want to do it to the north or the east? Because they have a river to the west. I meant
to the-
west or because the river to the east.
We
Okay,
could do it to the north.
To the north, we have a keep now.
fair enough.
Oh, that's true.
So let's do
But
to the...
equally, we have us to the west.
We also have goblins to the west.
Yeah, all right, fine. West.
Yeah, west. I think the keep is really close to them. It's still not good to have that open, but it's less bad.
Okay. That'll reduce your unrest, luckily, by where is it? Sorry. That'll reduce your unrest by 2. Bring it down to only a 1, which is a good news.
Nice.
Yeah. And then that takes care of that. Now we're on the next part, which is the improvements and preparations. This is when you do things like, say, prepare the land. So because this is a mountainous region, you can't just immediately start building on it. You claimed it, cool. To build on it, terrain improvements takes a bit of time. And this is one of the reasons why it's good to grab the lands now. To prepare mountain region it takes 4 months to prepare it. 4 months to prepare it.
Fuck.
And it costs 12 BP to prepare a mountainous region for it. Because it's 4
so we
months.
can't put the mine on.
Yeah, we don't have a mine yet.
Correct. But you are going to be able to pay 4 BP each month. So if you want to put like a marker next to your treasury here, like next to maybe where it says 10 borrowed, maybe say 4/12 prep.
Okay, so I'm going to add the 6 BP back because we haven't been able to put the mine yet.
Correct. And then take 4 off, right? 4 of 12 spent for preparation.
4, I'm an idiot. There we go.
And I can do that 4 of 12 thing right here. So
Okay.
4 of 12 for mine prep. Cool. Let's just change how that works to...
There are wyverns naturally in this area. Norway, yeah. This is their natural habitat where they live.
Correct.
There
Norway.
There's also the mutants and other shit there. So honestly, probably a good thing that's taking a while to prepare.
It's fine because like the mutants and the wyverns are just gonna eat each other until they find their place in the natural balance of things.
Well, the thing
And I
is,
think-
because this is the case, you guys might
Fuck
need to
off.
mobilize your army to make it so that it is able to but getting a standing army there will keep things safe. Thank you for the marker down there. That was pretty cool. So
Yeah.
it's not prepped yet.
Honestly, we probably. How much longer do you think we'd need to leave it at Forvin?
I'd even do this. Do that one that way.
Like, how long would the undead keep coming back to Forvin?
What do you mean? I'm so sorry.
Because you know how we wiped out a large amount of undead there,
Oh,
which were the
we're just
trapped
gonna
undead.
handle that next session. We'll handle that situation.
Okay,
next
so
session.
3 months is how long they're staying there then?
Yeah, not 3 whole months. So it's been a month and a half, more or less, and then we'll handle it next session. Yeah. All right, cool. And then let's just kind of move on from here. Now it's going to be after your terrain improvements are preparing that, and then you can technically do one more terrain improvement, because you did not build the keep yet. The what's it called yet?
The mine.
Mine. Thank you. Yet. You used to have a hatchery here. You unfortunately lost that hatchery. So let me show chat where I'm pointing. Yeah, right there. I just
Hatchery?
Not the fishery. Sorry, you used to have one here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you lost to undead.
How much does that cost? We have 4 BP left for the turn.
So cheap.
Reckon it's worth putting a fishery on there?
Because again, that's one that you lost.
Can we only do one terrain improvement per turn?
Fisheries cost 4 BP.
But you're only paying 2 because you lost it within 2 turns.
In that case.
Yeah, we should do it. Yeah.
Yeah. We do 2 terrain improvements a thing, right?
Yep, you already did one, which is the preparation. What's the other one?
Got it. Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Now we're doing the fishery.
Yep.
So that's 2 BP.
And unless instead of the fishery, you'd rather try to finish up this road that you still haven't finished. But I imagine maybe
I
deal
thought
with the
they were
goblins
finishing
first.
it.
No, they did this part. You owe 1 more.
No, they were supposed to do the bridge.
They
and
said that they would finish it. Yeah.
Hex.
They did do 1 hex. If you actually look at the map and zoom in, it's not just the bridge. There's actually a whole hex there done.
They cheated. They
Yeah.
counted the bridges hex.
Well, bridges are expensive, and those are expensive. So, yeah.
I mean, in that case, let's get the road done.
You want to do the
Okay,
road
so how
instead
much
of the
does the
fishery?
road cost?
Let's just get it done because
But
it's going to have
will
benefits.
the fishery can be repaired for 2 BP?
Oh yeah, for 2.
You know what I
right
mean?
now.
If we
Yeah,
leave
yeah,
it,
yeah,
then
you're
it'll be
right.
more.
Yeah, you're right.
That's up to
If we leave it till
yeah,
next turn,
so-
is it going to be more?
Yes, it will be.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
let's
no,
get that
let's
done.
do that now, yeah.
So spend the 2 BP, you get your fishery. So you get your fishery put back over there. So sorry, just making sure everything's the same. There we go. So that's all set over there. Cool. And make sure we add the fishery to your actual thing down here. Let's just make sure chat can see what we see. Scrolling down. So fisheries down here go from 1 to 2. Cool.
We should also make an effort to use one of our terrain improvements a turn to try and start building a road to Rid, just to make that a bit more secure as well. I think.
So making a
How
road
much
to
do
Rid.
roads costs?
It depends on the terrain you're digging through. You just have to look into the terrain improvement area.
Okay, I'll have a look.
And then after that is going to be, so once you've done all that, and I'm sorry, you did your building that you built was the wall. You did your improvements. Declare edicts. This is going to be where you can declare certain things. And this is before your tax phase. So one of the things you can do is switch your propaganda from aggressive to expansionistic.
I don't think we can do that.
It increases your consumption, but don't forget you make a lot of money now compared to before. But it also increases your stability, so you don't have to worry so much. Granted, you weren't too worried anyways, but it increases that, and it makes it so you can grab 2 hexes next turn if you wanted to. Okay, just 2 things there. And then the other thing you can do is you can actually change your taxation from normal to, there's a couple that you can do. There's heavy, okay, a little bit more economy, not necessarily worth it. If you actually, even only for a short period of time, went to crushing, I don't know if you know this or not, when you go to crushing, which can be very bad, look at your loyalty versus your control DC. Your income divisor becomes divided by 2. So if you're rolling economy, let's say you rolled a 11, right? There's 50-50 chance you rolled an 11. That's a 62 divided by 2 is how much BP you pull in for that month.
Fucking dang.
Now, you have to make a loyalty check to successfully turn it to that. So it's not that yet. Right now, it's currently normal. So make a loyalty check with that current modifier before you do it. But it can have some serious benefits if you did that for a few months. Like, listen, we need this. We're trying to finish up this war and set in our thing to get rid of the undead for good. This is what we need. You make a loyalty check and then lots of BP for a short period of time.
Did you switch over, Tesh, your modifier from economy to loyalty like we were supposed to?
He did not yet. I think you guys want a little bit more money first.
But if we change
we're
it to
gonna do
crushing
that,
taxation,
worth it switching it over.
Crushing taxation, sorry, that actually changes. I'm so sorry. I changed the wrong thing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, if we're gonna do that, it makes so much more sense for me to switch it to loyalty beforehand, because that 5 is not going to make that big of a difference when compared to that massive difference.
I thought we were doing it
roll-
after one kingdom phase anyway. I thought we were only leaving it on economy for 1 and then going to loyalty.
That was the original plan. And just so you know where it currently sits, because I switched the wrong thing before by accident, before you make that change of edict, you make a loyalty check. Currently, your DC is a 33 against a plus 33. So you're pretty much going to auto succeed this turn. It'd be next turn where you're like, go back to loyalty. Loyalty now. This turn, you're actually
that's a good
comfortable.
point.
Yeah.
So next time we change it, because right now we can't fail the loyalty check. So there's no point in having it on it now.
Unless Jake wants to counter that. I'm just pointing something out. But Jake, you feel free.
No, I agree. That makes sense to do that this turn and then go to the other next.
Sure. Cool.
Really?
So for you to change your your propaganda, you're keeping expansionist. Expansionist to switch that. That's actually just going to be a simple. It's currently a aggressive. So you're just going to change that. That's a loyalty check. You'll auto succeed unless you roll a 1. So somebody could just roll me that first loyalty check.
I've been rolling terribly. This one ain't on me.
Nobody wants to roll. Nobody wants to roll.
roll 1d20.
2 times today,
Plus
I've
33.
rolled one of the worst
Plus
possible results.
33.
Twice.
Oh, I just. saw something
Oh
there.
my
So have
god.
I, twice.
That's okay. That's your propaganda, not your taxes. So, oh man.
I love how you're like, that's okay, and then you're like, oh wait.
I'll deal with that afterwards.
So
I'll
we
deal
need
with
to
that
make
one
Jake
afterwards.
roll more.
I just noticed that. So when you try
Notice
to
what?
when you try to spread propaganda of the whatchamacallit, you spread all this propaganda that more or less good stuff happening. The issue is you spread too much propaganda with slightly the wrong messaging, and you spend so much additional effort into it. While we are going to successfully switch to expansionistic, you're paying the consumption of 8 that you see there, but temporarily your stability is actually going to be that's going to be neutralized. So instead of a +4, it's actually going to be neutralized to a minus.
Can you crit fail kingdom rolls?
Yes, absolutely. A natty 1 is automatic failure.
Yeah, he was saying that earlier, unfortunately.
Yep. So you're going to pay the extra consumption, but just for 1 month, you don't get the benefit. But then as of next month, it kicks on. Oh, we righted our wrong. Haha, whoops. And you're good, and you can keep pushing forward.
The stability is still pretty high, so we're okay for now.
Yep, you guys have breathing room, thank God. And then for your taxation, who wants to roll this one? Again, plus 33.
Jake?
Okay, I've rolled 2 ones, right? I can't roll another. I've just
Oh.
rolled
You
2
want
ones
to
in a
go?
row.
Go on then, go.
Okay, I guess you're testing the gods.
1d20 plus, what was it, 33 again?
Yep. And just so you know, I noticed it was dropped about 22 minutes ago. I will promise that, as well as other things, will be incorporated next session, just because there's so much stuff we're doing this session with Kingdom rolls.
I
It's
can
just
roll
timing.
more ones, apparently.
Yeah, you just rolled
I've
2
rolled
ones
1, 1, 1.
So you successfully did it. You changed taxes to from normal to crushing. It's actually a slightly higher DC. I didn't tell you that, but the DC is higher because you're taking 2 steps, not 1 step. So
you
but you beat it.
In this session, you were just like telling us one thing and then being like, "Hey, I lied."
I'm a dick.
Yes.
After the edict phase, you guys aren't withdrawing BP. You're not adding BP. You're not selling magic items. You're not doing any of that shit. So you're just collecting taxes. Who wants to roll 1d20 plus 51? Who wants that? Neil, you've rolled garbage. You want 1d20 plus 51? You want to do it? Want to be our boy?
What am I doing? Roll 1d20 plus 51.
And luck dice it always. Ooh.
Yeah, luck it as well. We need the BP.
And I actually just thought of something. I actually just thought of something that I thought might be good for that thing that was dropped over there. I'll handle it in a second. So it's a 60. So it's at 67, right? So 66 is 33 BP. 33 BP. I love the fact that. So I just wanted to put this into perspective for everybody. Your total population is 7,000 people. You got 33 BP. 33 times 4. Just to do this math here real quick. 33 times 4,000. That's how much gold you got off of 7,000 people.
To be fair though, we did pay out a lot of BP to them at the end of the war.
Yeah, because gold just multiplies. Are you printing money?
Okay.
I'm in charge of the treasury now.
We can build a mint. So
Anno said hyperinflation.
Surprise taxes. Surprise taxes.
All right, that's just hilarious.
We can always change it back now that because we got that boost, that bump we needed to get things moving.
Who did you send? Who did you send this month to handle the goblins?
Kithel?
Me.
Or do you want to do it? You want to do it yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're gonna have your advisor task roll. Your what considered the what are you? Treasurer.
Yeah. Would like me going with him help things in terms of mechanically?
I mean, honestly, it would help mechanically because he's the treasurer. Technically, I'm not going to apply that penalty
He's
for
the
you
chosen,
three.
yeah.
For you three, you're chosen. You shouldn't get that. That's just a mechanical thing. So, I would say, allow you to give a +1 or +2. Sorry, because of all of your charisma abilities.
Yeah, I think
I'm using my merchant profession somehow on these guys.
I want to go with him because I can also like purify food and give water and stuff like that as well. So
you guys are going to go and you can roll. This is not going to be an easy check. I'm just going to say this flat out. This is not going to be an easy check.
Can I diplomatize them?
You're going to kingdom roll it. It's his advisor task. And based off that, we can see whether or not we can have RP open up.
So it's a skill check, yeah?
This is the treasury check. This is over on the advisor's task page.
But it's a merchant profession, which is a skill, correct?
No, it's an advisor check, so it's a 1d20 plus 8.
Okay. I'm just checking whether I could use full
strategy.
He was
10?
very carefully avoiding using the
+10 because of my bonus, or is that +8?
+8 with your bonus. Yeah.
With your bonus, correct.
Got it.
1d20 plus 8.
My God.
I've been rolling extremely poor this past week.
Do you want
all my D&D?
Do you want to luck that?
Yeah, that's lucky so they don't just slaughter us on the spot.
Okay, that's
because if we get to diplomacy, I can win.
What happens is it doesn't go well. They are so offended by your approach, so on and so forth. Things don't go over well. But then suddenly this meeting takes a bit of a funny turn. Hearing about the problems that had transpired beforehand, a group of people chose to arrive. A number of NPCs, specifically members of Free Folk, choose to arrive. They actually come to speak to the goblins and calm them down. When the Free Folk arrive, they actually come to you first. Sorry, when they arrive, they come to the goblins first, but because you happen to be there, they do address you as well. They inform you that they are coming here peacefully, that they are people of the Free Folk that did not agree with what happened in the past. You notice that of the Free Folk that arrived, a solid number of them came, about 25 or so. Amongst the ones that did not walk into the goblin camp, you notice there is a certain very large boyo out there, a mountain man, that's outside of the area. You haven't seen or heard from him in a while, but you do know that when they come in to address you, one of the Free Folk does, they say, I just want to inform you, I'm coming to speak to the goblins. This tribe, he says to the goblin tribe that is here about situations that transpired. You're, of course, entirely welcome to sit in on the meeting. But I also want you to understand where I come from. You see my clothing. You know what title we bear in these lands. But understands that I was not at all a part of what had transpired beforehand that caused our fissure between your people and mine. I disagree with that. I fought against that, and I still fight against it to this day. It's unfortunate what had transpired before, but nonetheless, here we are before you. Free folk, certainly, but a different group than used to handle, that used to have dealings with.
You're not on my lands. Free folk you are.
But we are near your lands, and we do have history. To not shed light on that would be cowardly, and honestly, not the right thing to do.
I would appreciate it if you would shed some light on what went on.
The short version is, even at the very start of the war that happens, and we can talk about these kind of things further when we don't have the goblins waiting, as we're standing in their home right now. But the shorter version is, even from the beginning of the war that had transpired with Hardgwen, there was a fissure, there was an argument amongst our people. Do we or do we not get involved in the fight? There are many of us that did not want to. We lost the argument. We have always been the people that, whatever the greater decision was, we go along with it. We did go along with it. Unfortunately, to the demise of many of our people, as terrible decision after terrible decision after terrible decision was made, we removed ourselves from that situation and continue to do so now. And sorry for what had transpired. We did not fight that day, and we will not fight today.
You have business with the goblins.
You are welcome to sit in on it.
I think if it is known that this group will not be repeating sins of the rest of the free folk of the past, I think it's worth at least hearing them out. And after these talks are done,
I'm interested to hear what currently plagues the freer folk.
We are situated south of here, actually not too far from Herod. We're relatively safe, actually, with where we are. The number of undead have been heading towards Hardgwen and been handled there predominantly. Herod has their own, they're actually called the Followers of Ilan, there that do a good job of keeping the land safe. And then we, of course, do our job, and any undead that wander far enough south to touch the borders of Paradel have been met by an army down there. So we've situated ourselves in a comfortable place. Our people do well. We do not know how fare the other free folk, but again, we are not them.
Well, it would be easier on horseback, I suppose.
It would be. As for that situation, he says, and he kind of, looks outside of like this, because it's not a huge tribe area, to the big man that's over there. As for that situation, we can discuss it later on, but for now, allow us to meet with the goblins.
I respect diplomacy.
When they meet with the goblins, the short version is they actually are very kind, considerate, open-armed, open-hearted, and everything with the goblins. And considering their numbers are small, because they branched off from the greater masses of the free folk, they actually invite the goblins, whose numbers are, you've been told beforehand, somewhere between 1 and 200 strong, to join them, and to not plague these lands any further. To literally just give up. They're here, their rulers are here apologizing. That was a mistake made by one of their people. And he's like, you don't get their ways. You know what I mean? It's not meant to be insulting to you. He's like, you don't get their ways, but you do get ours, and we get yours. Even if it's only for a short while, join us, because by being with us, we are stronger together. And they actually convinced the goblins to stop plaguing your land and to get up and head south and stay with them, where they're going to be safer, with this small little branch of the free folk. They convinced the goblins to do so. of course, you're going to want to speak with this these free folk a bit more afterwards. And that is not a problem whatsoever. But the goblins do choose to stop plaguing the lands and to remove all those penalties after this. You can thank Anno for that one. Does that make up for 200 horses?
Oh.
Problem. Resolved. Beautiful. Cool. So, yeah, you, my apologies. So, you know, that whole thing plays out. And they say, we have many of us to move and far to travel. When you're ready to meet with us, we can meet in neutral territory. That's more comfortable for you. We have a small relationship started with the mayor or leader of Harrod, since they're, one of their members have left recently to go handle an important task. They've worked closer with us. So, with Melik gone, we've been aiding them. He would gladly sit as a neutral turf for us to discuss things further.
Wait, Malik, would I know that name?
Yeah, you know Melik. Melik's actually a great guy. He's actually kind of an anthropologist of sorts. He actually came here studying the ruins of the Mull. He's actually very interested in the Mull and whatnot. But unfortunately, when like undead rose everywhere, he was like, I'm gonna just stay here. But then because he's kind of a smart person, he kind of took over the role of like the treasurer / I guess you'd say magister for that site. But you know, so more or less kind of like took over a role in that town of like doing important things because he's just like wicked smart. And he's like, I'm stuck here because it's dangerous out there. So I might as well be helpful to the people because he's just a nice guy. He really is a nice guy. So
then so Ilan would like pipe up that and where's Melik gone? You said he's
I honestly I didn't know him personally, so I don't know. Somewhere he had something to catch up on with old friends. That's all I really know. Somebody got himself in trouble. That's really the most that I understand.
Interesting.
Must we
Thank
meet
you.
in Harrod? Is your leader not here? He motions in the general direction of Neged.
He would not be a leader. I don't think many people would follow him, and I am not either. I was just sent here because I'm actually new to the Free Folk. I joined them recently. I have my own experiences, and so they thought that since it was so close to your lands, perhaps I'd be more of a bombing image for you rather than somebody you might elicit emotion. So, but again, I think that territory would probably be a good one.
I would sort of like lean back to sort of whisper to Rhea, and not like I'm gonna hide secrets from you, but just like obviously we're just discussing things. There's not open talking. If needed, I could go to Harrod and do the talks there. I've been wanting to go back and check on how things are.
Who is it that leads you now?
He is I'm just trying to make sure I have the right name here. I don't know if I ever actually wrote down his name, so I just want to be sure. So I don't know if I actually said his name before. He says, oh God, sorry, give me 1 second. I'm just seeing if I ever wrote down a name. I don't think so. You did never, I never said a name. Okay, cool. So I never wrote it down. His name is, O'Day is his name. You met him before. Actually, you met him on the field of battle when you fought Hod Gwen. He served for Hod Gwen, but doesn't any further.
See.
It was just like, this is awkward. I have no opinion on this person. I didn't know this. I don't know what's going on.
Nope. I said the name wrong. Sorry. It's actually Ofdan. There we go. Ofdan. Ofdan. There we go. I knew I had it written down somewhere. Ofdan. I know it's I had something else. Ofdan.
How did he serve Hardgwen?
He was a military leader for them. He said that he met one of the leaders just after a battle that took place on a bridge. Words were exchanged after battles and whatnot, and
Yes.
I imagine that's you because you seem to be recognizing the situation I'm describing.
I let him live. I believe he told me something along the lines of General me regretting the situation.
That's between you and him. If you'd like to meet with him, that'd be down in Harrod. That's, again, between the two of you. I come here offering a truce. So I come here with a white flag and hoping for some degree of truce. We're not the same people that were with the free folk before. You might like what we have to say.
My problem is with the free folk. It would appear that you are not them. Might I suggest changing your name to reflect that?
That might be a good decision. Again, when you speak with the one who's currently in charge, maybe something like that could happen. But a lot of the people identify themselves that way. They might like a new name. They might like that one. In the meanwhile, it's getting dark, and we don't want to be traveling too far after the sun goes down. These lands have been safer with rumors of an angel in the area, but they aren't, completely without danger. Let's not lose any more lives today.
Ride safe. Rain looks as if he wants to say something else and then doesn't.
Yep. And he says, blessings of the Arbiter. And we'll
Blessings of the Arbiter.
turn and walk off. And that will be that for this session.
Can I make my last roll?
Oh, what's your last roll?
Same as last time.
Oh, yeah, sure, yes. And then I gotta go get ready for work.
You gotta pee, Scott. You gotta pee.
No, I'm fine. I gotta get ready for work.
Oof.
Oof.
Sorry, Jake. Yep, and there's no luck die, so no luck in for you, boyo. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Tesh, what are you up to lately?
Not much at the moment, though. I am wanting to set up to stream a bunch of stuff. Namely, I recently heard that Death Stranding is finally coming to PC. So I have yet to play that, and I've heard.
You want to play
mixed
Delivery
things.
Sim?
Well, the thing is, it sounds like the sort of game I would enjoy, because I know it's definitely not the sort of game for everyone, but it sounds like something I might enjoy. So I might stream that if my computer can handle it. It's kind of dying at the moment. I still want to do Terraria, and I want to play Control is the other one, because I'm getting real into SCP stuff.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so follow me under the Test Tube on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Twitter for cute animal gifs and videos, and Twitch for all the other stuff.
And who else? You doing anything exciting there? Neely boy?
Hey, I'm Neil or at Nakai _ on real life, Discord, and Twitter, respectively. You can find me here, and you can also find me on twitch.tv/Olliran for a D&D 5e campaign, Born of Plenty, where I play a lawful good character.
Are you a part of the temporary Friday night crew? That because I just found out.
No,
there's a...
Gotcha. I spoke to Ollie, but I decided not to because time. I'm quite busy these days.
Good for you.
But I've been watching a bit of that, and I've been enjoying it. I quite like a little bit of lore exploration.
Cool.
I need to catch up on that.
And Shaky boy, anything that you want to talk about?
No, you can find me here every Wednesday. But other than that, yeah, no, I'm good.
Other than that, stop creeping in the trees outside of his house. All right.
I look to be
With
there.
that,
seen
why
this
don't we get going? Next week they'll have another dump of BP into their treasury, anyways. How many do they have right now? Let's just double check.
Oh, finally, we're gonna build
They
all the
have
things.
35 in there, and they're gonna get the
Chat's gonna dump another
Patreon dump.
load.
No, the Patreon dump is gonna be like it's like 12 to 15, somewhere in that range, maybe 17 or so. I don't know. It's enough that you guys are gonna have over 50 BP again for the first time since I think the beginning of the campaign.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
You're gonna be able to actually build something big and maybe even pay back half, if not all, of the money to whatchamacallit. But don't forget, there's other things you gotta pay. Oh, did you pay your second month for the? No, that was your first month for the mine. Was now okay, cool. So you're good. You're good.
So much to do.
All right, awesome. And next session, I really want to try to pull through one more kingdom roll. So if you enjoy the kingdom rolls, I really want to do one more by the end of next session. Let's see how that goes. And I think that pretty much shores up our season. Yeah, I'm not going to say it definitively. We might have 2 more sessions, maybe 1 more. Probably shores up the season. All right. Friday night, there is a slim chance. I know I said no campaign this Friday night. There might be one, actually. There very well may be one because somebody pinged me about something that'd be wicked cool to do. So we'll just check that out, whether or not that's happening. But thank y'all very much for coming by. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for all the incredible support.
Team.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. And let's see if I can get that up in YouTube before it long. Yeah. Probably
For
not.
it long?
Before
before
it
it
long.
long.
Before,
Trying to get it up before it long. God damn.